Finding those levels too. Look at that 4-punch combination.
It's a masterclass right now from Shakur Stevenson. That's what you're seeing. A masterclass. And Shakur meeting him with a straight left hand.
Oh, and there's a knockdown scored with the left hand.
Right now, we're going to give him his just due. Shout out to my brother, Just Due.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes, got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see them jump in whenever they go live. Peep it, this channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Jusdu shine busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Jusdueboxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Jusdu. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word 'em up. Yeah. You know what time it is. $4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link.
What's good? What's good? Shout out to the family, man. We back again, man. We've been closer to the end of the week, man. It's been Boots Fight Week. I'm excited to see what he gonna look like at 54. But in the meantime, in between time, on the build up of the fight, we got some things we gonna talk about like we always do, man. We're gonna get boxing is just due. How it so desperately needs it, man. Y'all already know, man. Shout out to the family. Do your boys solid, man. Hit that like button. Double tap the screen. Subscribe to the channel. You know. Turn them notifications on and let's support the build, man. Let's keep growing. Let's keep building, y'all. We're gonna talk about it. Man, I was watching boxing scene. The other day, and they had a video out, and you know, Paulie, Chris Algieri, I forget the other guy's name, and you know, they be having some good conversations over there. And one of the things that they were talking about, they asked, the question was, did Tank Davis cash in too soon? And you know, they were talking about Adrien Broner being more marketable than Tank, and you know, I think it's a good conversation, man, but I'm gonna have to take y'all down memory lane as well, man. It's interesting that if you just look at their careers and how it started, they were both looked at as, you know, AB was supposed to be the next Floyd. Tank was supposed, you know, he got the blessing from Floyd and he was Tank, right? But they both were put in a position where, you know, they could take this shit really, really far. And Broner, even with his shortcomings and with his lack of discipline and different things like that, he still accomplished a lot in the sport, more than most of these guys have ever accomplished, man. That's saying a lot, given the fact that people feel as though he's a guy that underachieved. Like, he's one of the biggest what if kind of stories, right? That's what people feel like. But like I said, man, it's not all bad with Broner. I know he ain't in the best shape now, in terms of his career, but he gave us a lot of good fights. He was the man once upon a time. He was in position. And the thing about him that I think make him different from other fighters is he was with all the shit. He was with all the smoke. He wanted to fight any and everybody. And I think the powers that be just didn't do the best of job. I ain't trying to blame him, but I don't think they did the best of job protecting him from himself, right? That's the whole point of having a team and advisors and, people around you to help guide your career, man. But it seemed like with Broner, once AB said he wanted to fight somebody, that's what it was. Once a fight was discussed and it was about the smoke, that AB was on it. And I said this numerous occasions. I'm going to say it again because I think it's relevant. In no way, shape, or form, if anybody had a scene when he first moved up to 147 and he fought Paulie Malignaggi, we all could have pretty much said that he ain't belong in there with no damn Paulie, with no damn Marcos Maidana. Not after fighting no damn Paulie Malignaggi, right? It's not good management. And I'm not here to talk like I'm some great manager or something, but I got common sense, man. And I seen the fight with Paulie. I was there live at the Barclays, me and my brother. It was a competitive fight, but it was one that he pulled it off. But what I learned right then and there, just watching him in that first fight at 47, was he didn't belong there. He did not belong at 147 pounds at all. And to me, he just shouldn't have been there. It's definitely not for facing the likes of Marcos Maidana, who I believe, that fight changed his career. The trajectory of his career was forever changed when he got in there with that guy that, Floyd ended up fighting twice, but he had an issue with the gloves. It was later found out that those gloves was the same gloves used for Broner. And I always felt funny about that. Broner's face was all swollen. He looked crazy. You never seen him look like that in no fight. And I know he got taxed a little bit. And Marcos Maidana, a heavy puncher. He was putting hands on AB, but damn, his jaw looked like it was broke. It just looked crazy. You've never seen him look like that again. The man fought Pacquiao, one of the heaviest punchers in the game for the smaller guys, and he didn't look nothing like that. He came up out of there clean. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but like I said, man, I'm gonna pull up this conversation that they were having, and look, it's a good one, man, because I think both guys were in a position to have a torch and take it and run with it. And Tank's path, I think, was obviously different than Broner's. And, as far as if he's more marketable, I mean, look, it's a conversation there, but I would say one thing off the bat that would give AB to make a good conversation for him being more marketable, if you want to look at it that way, is his gifted gab, right? His ability to be like quick with it, talk, sell the hell out of a fight. Tank on the opposite side of that, very quiet, reserved, more humble, right? Till you piss him off and you're going to talk his shit, but you got to get him there. Broner, he is the show. He is the energy, right? He going to bring it every single time. Don't matter who he fighting and what's going on. But I think things like that made him marketable as well as him having a look relating to both, I think, a casual fan and the diehard fan, right? Because he really could fight and people knew that. But then, all the little antics, hey, Pops brushed my hair and, he was kicking ass, beating people up, wearing the chains, dancing, rapping, all this stuff, man. AB was a damn show. He was a showman. And for, shit, he took his career pretty damn far for somebody that, kind of hit rock bottom. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to get to it, man. Double tap that screen, man. Hit the like button, sub to the channel. And again, support the build, man. We're going to keep growing. 12 threes, what it do? Ghetto Fab in the building. My guy, JP. What's good, Cornelius? What it do, player? Justin in the building, my dog. DP Rocker, what's good, family? How you feeling, man? Good to see you in the building. Kyle Cooley, my brethren, man. What's good? Osted 40, what's good with it, fam? Bro, never looked the same after that fight? Nope. Boxing International, what it do, fam? So we're going to talk about it, man. You know, I think both guys, like I said, they drawing power was obvious. They marketability was obvious. Jordan, my dog, was good with it, bro. Like they both, you know what I mean, was able to capture the imagination of the diehard and the casual. You know, Tank just being a KO artist, right? Small guy, beating up guys that's always bigger than him. Had the blessing of Floyd. He took that light and he ran with that joint. Broner had the light. You know what I mean? He was looked at as one of the next coming to Floyd, right? But he took the light and look, he ran with it for a while too. But he eventually crashed and burned respectfully because I just don't think his people was keeping him, you know, protecting him from himself, whether for better or for worse. And for me, why I don't complain about it, because again, y'all, we ask fighters all the time to take these chances to go out there and you know, fight these dangerous fights, be all about the smoke. And that's what AB was. That's what AB was, right? Still to this day, if he could get in shape, like it's not nobody that he ain't willing to fight. He just one of them guys, man. And I think people kind of forget that. They kind of, you know, lose sight of that because, you know, it was a time ago. It's been a long time since AB been out there beating ass. But at the end of the day, while I'm gonna always respect the career, win, lose, or draw, no matter whether he up or down, is because he really embodied what a champion is. And he was all about the smoke. He never turned down no opportunities. He took fights that was against his best interest. You know, Sean Porter was another bad fight for him. Stylistically, like that's just shouldn't have been a fight that he should have took. You get what I'm saying? He just didn't have the style. Like, you get what I'm saying? He got the skill to compete, but didn't have the style to beat a guy like Sean Porter with that kind of punch output. It's rough, rugged. It's gonna be looking to muck things up and make it just a ugly fight. And that's just not what Broner like. Broner like to be cute, pick his shots, you know, be the balls being controlled, and he just couldn't do that in that fight. So that was another fight that to me he shouldn't have took. And the truth be told, after Paulie Malignaggi, he was supposed to just go back down to 140 or something like that. He wasn't never supposed to be at welterweight for real because he don't have the style to compete with those guys up there. His style didn't transcend with the weight classes, right? He went up, but he still fought the same. And those guys were bigger, stronger, you know what I mean? Throwing more punches, busier. You just can't fight those guys at 47 the way you would a guy at 35 or 40. It just, if you go look at the track record, it's the proof is in the pudding. So we're gonna talk about it. Like I said, man, with Tank recently making this decision to fight Jake Paul, and like I said, with him saying on Twitter that he was retiring in 8 weeks, or whatever the case, it just got people talking, and they always gonna talk. You know, he's always gonna be criticized. For me, I always get a man his just due, even when people taking it from him. So I ain't tripping off Tank and nothing he's doing. But it was a good conversation, man. AB. And look, I know this is out of nowhere. He's like, AB. AB was a damn marketable guy, man. And, you know, the question will remain if Tank Davis cashed in too soon. But you never know what too soon is, because too soon for who? For him or the fans, right? It's always going to be a conversation if he retired after this, that he left all his money up on the table or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's his decision to make, and I think as fans and supporters, you just got an option whether you rock with it or you don't. For me, I'm fine with it. Do what you do. Do what makes you happy, man. When you able to sleep at night, you know what I mean, comfy in your bed from the decisions you made, who am I to complain about it? You know what I'm saying? Blood Rush Entertainment said Broner had more personality than Tank. I think Tank, even though he's a talented fighter, to me, Broner could sell more because of not just in the ring, but his charisma. Tank needs KO to sell. I mean, the thing is, that's true. Look, and it's just a conversation. It's not like taking nothing from one guy to the other. Just was an honest conversation. Broner, and it's just a testament to how both guys were special. Broner had it all, gifted gab, could fight, had the look, you know what I mean? Had the people supporting him, had the crowd, that type of audience, right? You had people really rocking with him. And the same thing with Tank. And the dope thing is, even though he wasn't the big talker, and maybe he didn't have the charisma as far as when he's speaking, the personality that Broner had, he didn't have that big personality, but the knockouts were big, right? It was always something to talk about, right? It was a show. And then when he started flipping off the rope, man, you could forget about it. People tuning in them fights just to see Tank Davis flip off that top rope. I'm trying to tell you, bro, they used to like seeing bro flip off the rope, and they still do. So they both blazed the trail in different ways. And you know, is this conversation that Tank was in protective custody and they moved him, you know, very gingerly. And you look, I'm gonna play the conversation, but I just had to set the table so y'all can know where we going with the conversation, man. You know, so you can know I ain't just pull it out of my ass. You know, Sunchild, what it do, man? I feel this bro gotta feel that this didn't turn on notifications. Yeah, man. I was saying AI dancing videos or AI dancing videos. Yeah, I've been seeing them joints. Yeah, man. Let's get to 11K by the weekend. Let's do it. Crush the legend. What it do? Urban Mac, my God. He said Tank, I believe. That's why I think Broner, certain fights, but that's why I think Broner did the best his ability provided him. I think he challenged himself more than Tank. Absolutely. Because he was with all the smoke. I mean, look, I think the interesting thing about their two careers, too, is they both was on the same side, essentially working with the same people, right? And I think they had a chance and an opportunity to see what Broner's earning potential was and where it went wrong. And then when you looked at what Tank was doing and you seen how it was working out for y'all, right? You could easily look over at what Broner, where y'all went wrong managing him or advising him or the lack thereof. And you look at the Tank and you like, damn, we're able to bring in this kind of money, this kind of revenue with this kid. Like, we not about to make the same mistake that we made with AB. There's a chance that that was the situation, right? Like, think about it. You in business and you got an investment in AB and this shit working out. And then, you know, because of his nature and his willingness to want to get in there with any and everybody, being all about the smoke, as we call it, that shit shortened his career. So, yeah, I don't mind fighters being all about the smoke, but do it and be smart. Allow your team to work for you as well. You don't just be a one-man army unnecessarily. Like, you pay people for a reason. You have a team and advisors for a reason. And it seemed like it got to a point where AB was like maybe smelling himself. Maybe the success was something that was like going to his head. And he was just like, you know, I'm going to just fight whoever. I'll fight anybody. That just, you know, he had that King Kong Godzilla mentality. Like, I'll fight whoever. And that shit shortened his career. And maybe if you're a guy that's advising those two individuals and you seen where you kind of made mistakes at where AB, you damn sure if you smart, you're not gonna make the same mistakes with Tank Davis. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but I'm just thinking from a business standpoint, like not all this ducking and being scary and none of that. But AB was a guy that just wasn't held back from himself, man. He was with it. You know what I'm saying? He was with it. And I respect him. That's why I always rock with him still to this day. Win, lose, or draw. It's not about the win for me. It's about, you know, the man. And he really showed me that he's somebody that, you know, no matter what the challenge is, he with it. Shout out to the homie BJ, man. What's good with the family? Big Bonans TV, my brother. At AB, he was doing favors. That's where he went wrong. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely, Bonans. You get me? So, like, that's why I say, man, if they're on the same side, I just don't think it's no mistake that one career went one way and Tank's is where it's at, right? Not to knock them, but they both have some outside the ring stuff, right? They had a lot of similarities, partying, going up in weight a little bit. You get what I'm saying? Legal situations, they have similarities, but Tank essentially, you know, got his clean, you know, got his nose clean and locked in. And as of now, he's still at the top of his game in a position to make more money than he's ever made. So he got to be doing something right. You know what I'm saying? He got to be doing something right. And I think a large part of, you know, who he fought, it was advising and being moved. I don't think those was his moves. I don't think it was his call. I don't think he was sitting around saying it'll give me the easiest guys. You know, I don't want to fight the contemporaries. Like I said before, I think he allowed them to do what AB didn't allow his people to do. And again, this is just my thoughts on it. I could be wrong, but this is what it looks like. It looks like he allowed the team to do what AB could have allowed his team to do. Sit back, let them make the fights for you that make sense. Y'all run the bag up. You keep looking great. Like, again, man, I just can't be mad, bro. Everybody's career and path is not the same, man. I think that's why, despite what AB's losses was and shortcomings, man, the ones that really watch boxing appreciate the energy that he brought when he was here. When he was at the top, it was fun. Even when he was losing, it was fun because he was willing to fight whoever. You get what I'm saying? AB was a different breed. Shout out to 7 grams, my guy, man. All love, family. 12 threes in the building. He said AB was trying to feed the hood back back home, and nobody was around him at the time. Wasn't telling him we need to hear. And like behind the hand said, bro, that doing favors stuff, man. That's something that AB talked about, y'all. Doing favors for people, and like again, just taking fights to me that is not in his best interest, bro. Like he was really taking, that Mike Donna thing was all wrong. You don't go from Paulie Malignaggi to Marcos Maidana. I don't give a damn how bad you think you are. It's like going from, and no disrespect, it's like feathers to bricks. It's like going from feathers or pillows to a damn anvil. You get what I'm saying? Like that shit just was risky and it wasn't smart at all. And he never should have even been in the ring with Marcos Maidana, real talk, because he not a welterweight. Not that he couldn't beat the guy, but he not a welterweight. You know what I'm saying? For real. Damon was good with it, homie. So AB flushed that money down tall. I hated seeing him do that shit, Jordan. I was like, damn, they gonna kill you for this. They gonna gun you for this. Urban Matt, my dog. We gonna get to it though, man. We gonna build for a little bit today, man. Y'all know how we do. And we're gonna get to this video. We're gonna get to this video, you dig. See what these boys was talking about. I tell you what, Paulie and Chris Algieri be having some really good, interesting conversations, bro. But Paulie do not hold back on Tank, bro. Hey, I don't think he be trying to like trash him, but he don't take it easy either, though. You know what I'm saying? He don't take it easy. He don't be taking it easy. We're gonna get to this. Shout out to Urban Mac. What's good, homie? We got to get to it. Anthony White, what's good, fam? Said my son has been at Upton Gym for some years now. Tank has sparked the entire gym to become beast. Calvin has some serious hairs coming out of Upton Gym. That's what Tank has brought to boxing. Yeah, he's brought even more than that. Yo, he's inspired, I think, the whole Upton Gym, Anthony, the city of Baltimore, even fighters that's not from Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? He brought entertainment to the sport, bro. You know what I'm saying? Fun, excitement. He could draw the hell out of a crowd. You know what I'm saying? People talking all this, he destroying boxing stuff. They're just being extra. You know what I mean? They're going overboard. It ain't that deep. You know what I'm saying? The man did the best he could for his career. And I think it just take a certain type of person to just see it that way without trying to push a wild ass narrative with it. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, dig. Shout out to Samuel, my guy. So they be at that old school energy, yeah. He was all about the fight in Blood Rush. He was all about it. Dante's boxing talking about, bro, was good. He said Tank saw Broner, lost, and said, hell nah, not happening to me. I'm telling you. But for real, Dante, I think the business of boxing, if I could say that, right? I think they seen that shit and they was like, hey man, we ain't about to go out here and lose, B. You get me? We about to move you different. Lose 45 hundo, my dog. You get what I'm saying? I think they was just like, we gonna be smarter with how we move. You pause this. You can make, like, they seen the money they was making with you, and they like, you know what? You at the end of the day, these guys are investments too. People seem to make a lot of money when these guys fight. So at the end of the day, if you have two fighters and one of them you seen get put through the ringer a bit, kind of do things his way where you didn't really protect him and hold him back from himself, you allowed him to chase any fight he wanted to, even if it was against his best interest, even if it was to his own detriment, right? It was just certain fights that he didn't need, but we're not going to complain about him because we respect the mentality and his willingness to just get in there with anybody, regardless of who it was, right? What they were saying about him. But like I said, if you're in business and you look over there on that side, you like, damn, we kind of dropped the ball right there with AB. We could have extended the shelf life on his career by simply continuing to advise him. And I'm not saying I don't want to blame nobody, but maybe he didn't allow them to. Maybe he was his own worst enemy. You get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, that's where I think the biggest difference was. Tank allowed the powers that be to move him along, and he just kept putting the wins in the bank. AB done it up to a point. I think he started feeling himself, and he just started going for any and everything. You know what I'm saying? And it was, you know, the rest is history. Shout out to all the family, man. He said Justice Tank in trouble. What you mean, Irvin? Trouble how? And what way? Broner turned down the Rockefeller Sports 40 million. Tank said hell to the nah. I'm taking that for a year, man. This different, man. They blaze their trails a little bit differently. You seen Tank has some hiccups, but kind of right. Yeah, you know what I mean? He was able to right the ship and I think get the most out of his career. And I think at the end of the day, if that's what you did to a degree, you can't knock somebody. You get me? But let's hear this conversation and shout out to the boxing scene, Paulie and Chris Algieri, man. This was a good conversation right here. Oh, female power. That could be. I mean, not too long ago, he just had some little, you know, domestic situation or whatever that he got squared away. So, I think him stepping away from boxing could be a blessing for him. You know, people selfish because they want to see what they want to see, but I don't want to see it if the guy's not all the way in it, and that could be a problem, right? He could just need a little reset. And what better way to take a nice little vacation or reset with a nice payday? You get me? It just makes sense when you look at it that way.
Announced that he'll retire after the. Welcome into boxing scene today. When we look at the face of boxing, we've had them throughout boxing history. The first one I remember, Sugar Ray Leonard. According to the first page of boxing scene today, it is Gervonta Davis taking on, of course, Jake Paul later in the year, who right now carries the mantle of face of boxing. Now that there's a loss by Canelo. So the question is, how long will he have it? What legacy does he have? And also, where does the lightweight division go without him now that he has announced that he'll retire after the Jake Paul fight? To help me break it down, Jimmy.
And real quick, where did the lightweight division go without him? They keep going. They keep going. Yeah, it's a little blow. It's a big blow because you're like, damn, that's just one of the biggest names. So it naturally just shakes up the order of things. But at the end of the day, it's just like anything else, anybody else. When Floyd Mayweather left and retired, what happened with boxing as a whole? It just continued, right? That has to be the same approach, same mentality for not only boxing, but 135. Y'all guys got to keep going. Y'all, all of y'all that may have had, you know, maybe some aspirations or hopes or plans of fighting Tank Davis, you just got to put that to the back burner and focus on what's possible and what's a reality. Focus on the landscape of 135, but that's where you campaign at and you get to smoke. That's all. Simple.
Smith in studio alongside the champ, Paulie Malignaggi, the champ, Chris Algieri, joining us via Zoom. Well, we all saw it. He's the face of boxing right now, according to Boxing Scene, but he has said after Jake Paul, he is retiring. First face of boxing, Paulie, that I remember, I would say Sugar Ray Leonard when I was a little kid. He was the face of boxing doing 7-Up commercials that I'm old enough to remember. But the idea that there's a face of boxing who, let's be a little harsh about it, has accomplished less than Gervonta Davis, meaning we've had a lot of faces from Mike Tyson, but I can't think of anyone when I think of marquee fights who's done less. Am I wrong?
Well, there's never been a face of boxing. There's never been in a 50-50 fight.
Right.
I mean, if that's the face of boxing, either the fans have gone down to the dumbest level possible, or the media themselves have gone down to the dumbest level possible for naming this guy as the face of boxing. I understand we don't have anything.
See, but Paulie be kind of harsh with it. Like me be on the media, like maybe like he questioning the media for even suggesting that he was the face of boxing. But I think they just took a real liking to Tank. It's not something that I have all the answers and the full explanation to. But when you got the people, you got the people. And they love this kid. Yeah, they loved him. You get what I'm saying? Quiet. You know what I mean? Soft-spoken, didn't really speak a lot. Flo is bigging him up. You just see him show up, knock some shit out, and people just took a liking to it. I don't think people are dumb for annoying him in the face of boxing. I just think the times have changed, and, you know, they seen he was something different for people, right? You know what I mean? Still to this day, like, his fans are some of the most crazy fans. They go crazy for this dude. I can't tell you exactly why, but when the people anoint you one of the guys, they do. You know,
the fact that maybe this is the biggest marquee name in the West at the moment, right? It's certainly disturbing. But it also shows you that you can make anything into a star at this point because of the technology, the social media effect, and all this other stuff. The push can be given to anybody. The question, and we should be asking, is why was this guy pushed? Why was this guy pushed despite never being in a 50-50 fight? Why was he pushed?
I have an answer to that. I want to really hear from you. Seriously, because I called his fights early on with PBC Boxing. When he was first getting started, 7-8-0. His style was incredible.
Yeah, but Jimmy, I was there too.
But
I was there too. And he had a couple of fights.
Great.
Yo, Paulie won't let dude get his word out. Yo, he won't let him get done. Now, Ann McQueen was good, family. Yo, Paulie will not let bro get his word.
Media effect and all this other stuff. The push can be given to anybody. The question, and we should be asking, is why was this guy pushed? Why was this guy pushed despite never being in a 50-50 fight? Why was he pushed?
I have an answer to that. I want to really hear from you. Seriously, because I called his fights early on with PBC Boxing. When he was first getting started, 7-8-0. His style was incredible.
Yeah, but Jimmy, I was there too. I was there too. And he had a couple of fights.
Great.
He was inconsistent then too, though. There was moments where I saw him on those up and coming fights, and I was like, wow, this kid really got something. But then there was also fights before he even won titles, so he was still on the come up, where I was like, this kid ain't going anywhere. You know what I mean? Like he's looks average tonight. You know, so he was inconsistent even back then. You know, like,
when
but he was winning.
But when he won. What it was like, whoa, the dramatic ability to impress people who don't know the sport well.
Yeah,
was that part?
Golovkin was doing the same thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, okay, we're going to talk about it from a punching power aspect. You know, there's other guys who have, major punching power that have had that, Like I said, for me, it's more sinister why a guy like this got pushed. You know what I mean? Like, for me.
Hey, yo, Paulie said it's more sinister why a guy like this got pushed. Yo, he is not trying to hear it. But I think the only part, listen, and I'm not trying to tell Paulie nothing. He know the business better than me. But I think that's the side that he's not considering, the fact that I just think from a business standpoint, people seen a way to make money. And it's hard to say you not giving the people what they want to see when the people show up to your fight so heavily, when they buy your pay-per-views. It's hard to say, are you really not giving them what they want to see? I think it's a crowd of people that feel like they're not getting what they want to see. But I feel like the ones that don't care is the majority. Like, they're not worried about it. They're not tripping about who he fight because they know what they expect. And part of them, it's like a drug. They want to keep coming to see that. They want to see the show. They want to see the highlight reel knockout. They want to see the brutal stoppages and shit like that. They want to see Leo Santa Cruz take a nap. They want to see Frank Martin get sent to the shadow realm. People want to see that shit. And I think they want to see that more than they care to see who the name is. They don't care. They just want to see their guy beat the hell out of somebody. And that's boxing for you. People just want to see, action, blood. You know what I mean?
There's, I don't even know if it starts to get political if I get into it. But to tell you the truth.
Yeah, to get political if you get into it.
For me, there's a certain reason why they pushed this guy. And I don't have anything against him personally. I think, bless him. He was able to be successful, take care of his family, do all that other stuff. But I think it's always supposed to be earned. And I think there's certain reasons why he didn't have to earn it.
When you look at it,
there's one thing about being pushed, and there's another.
See, but I don't know though. Earning it is tricky to say. Like, each and every time that you step in the ring, you earning it. You earning your bones. Did he necessarily do the things that you think he probably should have did to get the name or the title face of boxing? Maybe you argue about that, but I feel like anytime a man go out there and fight and get through it, you earned your keep. That's just me. And again, Paulie, I think, has a different, viewpoint because he's a guy that boxed. So he like, man, this shit would have never worked with me. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I'm not tripping on his point of view. I'm just letting y'all hear his and giving y'all mine. I think his is different because he's a guy that was in the business. He actually boxed. And like I said, he knew for damn sure he had to work hard for what he got being what? I think he was a 2-time champion, Paulie was. So he worked hard, man, and he would have never got pushed the way Tank did. So I think it's a bit of that. It's coming from that angle, like, bro, nah, man, you dudes got to earn it. I had to earn it. You should too. And I think that's what it is. But you just can't. Like I said, I don't have the answers as to why people took the Tank the way they did, but they did. They do.
Think about actually selling tickets, and he has been able to sell tickets.
No. I'm going to cut you off. To be pushed allows you to sell tickets because it makes you into a star. It makes you become that product. If you're in everybody's, become that product. Reasons why he didn't have to earn it.
when you look at it,
well, there's one thing about being pushed, and there's another thing about actually selling tickets. And he has been able to sell tickets.
No. I'm going to cut you off. To be pushed allows you to sell tickets because it makes you into a star. It gives you, it makes you become that product. If you're in everybody's living room, if you put in you put on commercials.
People aren't going to tune in if you're not knocking people out like he was.
Golovkin was knocking people out too.
Golovkin didn't have a connection to the American culture.
Yeah, because they didn't push him. They didn't push him. They didn't push him.
There's a language barrier. That like he had his little quips and his little things that got people to like laugh and smile. But he wasn't going to be that crossover star for the.
All right, let's call it what it is. Is it the whole Ebonics hood culture thing?
I'm not saying it's that. I'm just saying at the end of the day,
why is it? Because you don't have to be black.
Y'all listen, Paulie be pissed off. Paulie ain't trying to hear nothing. He keep cutting Chris off. He cutting the other dude. Paulie said, "No, I'm gonna cut you off," and then actually did, bro. He told him he was gonna cut him off and proceeded to cut him off. He wild. All faces took tremendous risks. Nah, he right. Listen, Damon, Paulie do got a point. I know it comes off as harsh, or people might say it's hating, but I don't think it is. He's not making it personal. He's not taking like personal attacks at him. I think he just has his criticism just like anybody else. But I think he's coming from the position of where he was at in his career. He know how hard he had to work. Shout out to my baby girl, the queen, Miss Jusdu is in the building. I know Shower. I know Terrence Carver now. All of a sudden, he's better. All the fighters from the 80s. Nah, Terrence Carver, we would never know that unless what's good with it. Paulie ain't trying to hear nothing, bro. Look, we'll never know if Terrence Crawford better than all those guys from the 70s, 80s, because it would be no way to know it. It'll always be an opinion because he can't fight those guys. But what we do know is Terrence Bud Crawford is one of the absolute best of today's generation and era of boxing. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Be in the hood, too. I mean, I get that. That's part of the culture. But like I said, Andre Ward has, a connection to that and also to mainstream America. Sugar Ray Leonard had a connection to both as well. Even Mike Tyson, dare I say, before the jail term, which I personally think he got railroaded there, but he was doing Nintendo commercials and he was doing all the other stuff. There was a connection to both sides. There was a Hollywood connection and also he was still true to the culture.
He had a crossover appeal.
Yeah, there was so it's not like you don't have to push this guy, dude. You know what I mean? There's other guys you can push. I don't know, bro.
But Chris, what do you think of my argument about he started out knocking people out and that sparked him a little bit? Is that what you think, Chris? Please.
Yeah, I'm not saying he wasn't pushed, and I'm not going to go as far as to say there's nefarious situations to get it going, but I am going to say you still have to show up. It's like
why wouldn't you push him though? That's the thing. If you see that you have a fighter that resonates with the people and they're getting behind him, why wouldn't you push him? You had the Mayweather blessing. Why wouldn't you push him? Little guy knocking shit out. Why wouldn't you push him? It's like almost like Paulie just got some resentment toward the fact that they actually pushed him and it worked without him having to fight these guys. I think that's what Paulie's gripes is with the situation.
It's like a home run hitter. You still got to get up to the plate and knock the ball out of the park, and that's what gets people excited.
But if you do it against AA pitchers, champ, in baseball, baseball fans are going to be smart enough to know that you're knocking it out of the park against AA pitchers. In boxing, it doesn't matter if it's AA pitchers. You're knocking them out.
You're being nostalgic. You're being nostalgic. We started out with this being nostalgic. We talked about shit, but
Leonard,
that's long gone.
Ali, Tyson.
Guys, we're literally talking about the face of boxing. Could be Jake Paul soon.
But we not in that era no more, yo. I know where Paulie speaking like a real fighter, and I don't even have a problem with it. I ain't tripping because I think I know where he's coming from. But it ain't that time no more. Like if they want to call that the glory days of Ali, the Tysons, and all that shit, I love it. But it's not that no more. And that's what Chris is saying. Like, bro, this ain't that no more. This is not that anymore. Things have changed. They found another way to secure the bag. Think about it. Once upon a time, it seemed to be legacy over the money, right? It appears that way. But look how many of those guys that chose the legacy over the money can talk shit now. They can't. And a lot of them ain't in good position. I think times have changed and people look at fighters of yesteryear like, bro, you fought for what? You fought him for how much? You fought all those guys and only made what? They're not going for that shit no more because they seen the end result of this quote unquote just chasing the legacy and trying to please the fans. These people are now not in a position to even feed themselves and their families. And you think the fans are there checking for these fighters? So what the new mentality is like, nah, I'm going to secure the bag. I'm risking my future. I'm risking my health for people's entertainment. And all we do is get dragged when we do come up short after we take a chance. Bro, they securing the bag. I'm not justifying it. I'm accepting that the reality is boxing is just much different than it was before. And it's no longer the glory days. It's all that legacy over everything shit. That's out. Fighters ain't like that. They like legacy what? Nah, get that check right. You get me? And that's where they at with it. Shout out to 2 Cents. What's good, homie?
And it's
the
face of boxing is
basically like stuck back there.
The face of boxing now is based on if you sell and if people tune in and how many eyes are tuning in when you fight. Gervonta Davis had that. Yes. Jake Paul has that. Now they're fighting each other.
Again, these are created products. These are still created products. Jake made his name going to Walgreens and making funny faces. You know what I mean? And it was just blowing up on YouTube and whatnot, right? I mean, that's how he started.
The world we live in now, dude. It's unfortunate. Okay, it's not like Sugar Ray Leonard, who was the best fighter in the world and marketable. It's not like Oscar De La Hoya, who was a gold medalist, a great fighter and marketable.
But what I'm saying is technology allows us.
Real quick, because we're going to build on it, man. Double tap the screen, hit the like button, sub to the channel. No, I don't think it's doomed, Damon, because I think what I'm describing is not the mentality of every fighter today, but I think a lot of the fighters that are in position to be able to really earn and make the bag, I think they're going to consider, bag before the legacy. Because think about it, bro. The ones that did it the other way are not in a position where you can even be proud of that. You understand what I'm saying? They're not even in positions where they can be proud of that. And that's, again, it's not 100%, but most of those guys that chase that shit are now what? Not in the best position. So these fighters see these guys and how they end up firsthand. And they like, bro, I don't want to end up like that. You get what I'm saying? I don't mean they're not going to chase no legacy at all, but I think they're more conscious and aware of their earning potential and allowing themselves to be with guys that can put them in position to earn the bag without necessarily damaging themselves, taking all the wear and tear, right? Guys just found another way to do it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not justifying it, but I understand both sides. I get it. The glory days, it was all about being great, fighting the best, no matter what. You take whatever money. That shit don't exist no more. People are dying in boxing. Bro, Arturo, rest in peace to Arturo Gotti Jr. I ain't saying he died in the ring, but you get what I'm saying? Like, people don't even get a chance to you get what I'm saying? To go far in boxing. They don't even get the chance to make it to certain levels. And the ones that are in the position to do it, they're going to do it, bro. And we got to understand that. I ain't knocking it, but you're going to have those ones. You got the David Benavidez's of the world. That dude talking about fighting Zordos, Opatais, Better Beeves, Beevil. Bro, all he mentioned is killers. So you're going to always have those guys that think like that and want smoke. But the days of this just being what boxing is on is no. Is no. Like, you get what I'm saying? It's not going to be like that. Shout out to Justice, man. Y'all hit that like button, man. Lawrence, what's good with it, fam? Shout out to Lawrence Reed. Double tap that screen, hit the like button, sub to the channel. Let's rock out, man.
To make, if I want to take this shoe off right here, and I say I want to make
probably crazy
my Nike sneaker into the best product possible, and I got enough money to push it behind it. I put it all over your social media platform, and I put it all over your TV set, and all over your phone, and all over. You know what, bro? You're gonna start to get curious about the shoe, even though there's absolutely nothing interesting about my shoe. It goes on my left foot. It's my shoe. It's cool in some ways, but there's absolutely no way you should be paying to see anything about this shoe. But I can convince enough people, if I got enough money behind it and push it enough ways and through enough social media, through enough platforms which now exist, you get enough people to start paying to see the shoe.
Some guy in the head with that shoe on. If you kick some guy in the head with that shoe and you knock him out, like, I might want to see the next time. I want to see the rematch. That's how.
Tell him, Chris, you get me? I get the analogy Paulie is trying to make, but Tank is not just it kind of falls flat a little bit because you almost compared the way they pushed him to, like you saying, if I push this shoe the way they pushed him, then it's gonna get pretty interesting. But I think Tank, like Chris Algieri is saying, the difference is with that shoe ain't knocking shit out. Tank was knocking shit out, and people could see him, grasp him, be a part of the events. it's a lot more that come with it than what Paulie is like. I think willing to acknowledge in a moment because he just have his train of thought, and I understand it completely. But that's why they make a really good show, because it's like they two contrasting styles. They're not the same person. They don't have the same thoughts. What Chris saying,
that's how fight sports work.
If only the guy who threw the shoe at George Bush hit him. Imagine that.
Tyson, real quick, Tyson payday wasn't with Jake Paul, bro. That was strictly bag chasing. You can't tell me a 60-year-old man is still being, anything is still being counted against his legacy, right? As far as in a boxing ring and an exhibition at that. So Tyson, think about it, Lawrence. That's just big and smart business, bro. You sacrifice your life to the sport, right? You got Buster Douglas got that bullshit count. We ain't gonna talk about that. He got railroaded with the jail shit. We ain't gonna talk about that. He hit rock bottom and had to bounce all the way back. And now you telling me at about 60 years old, I got a chance to make at 20 million or whatever millions they said he made with Jake Paul. See what I'm saying? That ain't his legacy. That's just being smart and saying, hey, man, after I gave all this shit to the sport, I'm getting some of it back. You get what I'm saying? Without having to kill myself to do it. You know what I'm saying? So.
Name is that shoe would have been. Remember the guy who threw the shoe at George Bush when he missed?
Get it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Gotta get it.
Chris,
let
me ask you a question here. You all know that I was in WB. I called Monday Night Raw, and I remember on Mondays when we would have our meeting, right, our production meeting, they would always talk about the house shows that happen Saturday and Sunday, right? So what they would do is they do SmackDown on Friday, they do a house show Saturday, house show Sunday, and then Raw. So they would kind of do a circuit, sort of. And one of the things Vince would always say is he'd go, all right, what's happening at the house shows? And I remember specifically, how you feeling, bro? Bobby Lashley was a heel at the time. He's a bad guy. And he started they said, hey, he's getting face pops. What that means to the business is
and real quick, hey, Ernest, as long as he securing them bags without having to take maximum punishment, he milking them. He getting them. They think they getting him, he getting them. You get what I'm saying? He ain't really take no real punishment in that Jake Paul fight. Let's be honest. You get me? He ain't take no real punishment. Just had this, be in some type of shape to get through it. But
they're cheering him like he's
up a bag. But that was
and I remember Vince going,
interesting.
Then turn him face. And they went, if the crowd is reacting to that, okay, make Bobby Lashley. And they started doing a program to make him a face. Yeah. He never went, we want this guy to be a face. We don't care what the crowd says. He went, is the crowd doing this? Yeah, they're really liking that. Then keep doing that. Yep. Yeah, it was, you know what I mean, Chris? People have, and Chris and Paul, I understand your marketing point.
No, you're making a good point.
It's like, all right, he's knocking people out.
You're getting the reaction you want when you're doing a certain thing.
Okay, let's do that. Yeah. That's what Vince would say. Like, are there people cheering when he? All right, then he's going to be a face now.
And to that, with Tank, they just pushing him. And then he's not in any of the things that they saying he is. He's many of the things that they say he is. Maybe just when it comes to if he's an absolute best fighter at whatever weight class or in boxing, then there's a conversation there. But they sold him the right way. They pushed him the right way. And he made the most out of them opportunities by getting those guys out of there. You know what I'm saying? And constantly being something, an attraction that people wanted to see. So it wasn't just, they just pushed the shoe. And it just so happened like, you know what I'm saying? Because he got all the qualities for real. The only thing he missing, if anything, is the mouthpiece. And then people are even cool with hearing him speak more often. They appreciate his personality, so they ain't tripping. So he got a lot of star qualities, man. It ain't just like you just took some bland ass guy and like planted him into boxing and dressed him all up as to being great. Nah, he really a dangerous guy, bro. He'll have a chance of beating anybody he fight out of any of these fights we asking him to make. So Tank earned his bones.
Exact point, but this is great because that actually is scripted. And
it's scripted. They can decide.
WWE, but listen, the WWE is scripted, yet still Vince McMahon has to go with the flow of what's happening out in the market. And you see that with these guys. Like, they're trying to push this guy, but that guy doesn't pop that way. This guy does for whatever reason. Right. Gervonta was able to get the pop because if he didn't, you can't, like your shoe analogy. You really can't push the shoe. If the shoe is not knocking the guy out, if the shoe is not,
but if you get the pop, though, the shoe might get the pop. It depends.
I hear Paulie, but Chris on something. He like, the shoe analogy don't hold up. I told you it fall flat because what he's not acknowledging is the push is one thing, pushing you and promoting you is one thing. But you got to take care of your end of the bargain every time you're in the ring for that push to be valid. And that's what Tank was able to do, consistently put people, inside the distance, getting these knockouts, TKOs, slept Santa Cruz. You get me? He was able to consistently do this shit enough where people like, he must see TV, man. Then it built the intrigue. Damn, what if he fight that guy? And then after a while, he looked so damn dominant that it's like you think he'll knock out any of these guys. That's how it started to look, yo. It wasn't like Tank just got the praise for nothing.
But do you now to get for the shoe to get the pop? You either need the shoe. You need the shoe to either be promoted very well, or you need the dumb down the crowd so much. You need such a dumbed down crowd that they'll still pop the shoe. One or the other has to happen, or both. So we live in a generation where either the crowd has become so dumb that anything could be a star as long as you push it to them, or that, you know, we experiment with what we want to pop. I'll tell you my personal hypothesis on this conversation. I think they first tried with Adrien Broner, and I think Broner had better star power than Gervonta Davis, because Broner.
And real quick, that might be possible because Broner had to get the guy.
Actually had quick quips. He was a good trash talker. Yep. Even in limitation boxing wise, he was still a world-class boxer. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to tell you he wasn't Andre Ward level, but he was very good, okay, in his moment. I think most people would agree with me there. But he was much more marketable. He was so quick with it, and sharp-witted, right? But you matched them very tough. And what happened?
He was matched
very
tough.
What happened to Broner? The product you were trying to throw out there, you used them up. You put him one tough fight after another. Now, granted, this may.
Now, look. Think about what he's saying. I think they tried it with Broner. They were doing it with Broner. The difference is when it came time to protect him from himself, they didn't do it. They allowed him to take fights that didn't make sense. And I'm standing on this. I was in the Barclays Center when he fought Paulie Malignaggi. That fight was way too close for anybody that's thinking clearly to put him in the ring next with Mike Donna. You go from Paulie to Mike Donna. Paulie got 6 knockouts. Mike Donna is hurting and beating up everything. And you in there, you gonna put him in there with that dude? He wasn't never a welterweight. He didn't elevate his game. He didn't change the way he fought. The way he fought at 35 and the smaller weights was the same way he fought up at 47. That shit was not flying. He just didn't have the skill set, man, and the discipline. I think low key, the lack of discipline and him smelling himself led him up to 47. He should have never been up there. It was nothing in nothing saying that, yo, Broner, you need to be up at 47. What? It was all types of fights you could have made. You did not have to be up there messing with them people, man. But Broner, a dog, he a real one, and he wanted to fight them all. You know what I'm saying? The Cam, man, he was that guy, man. Double tap the screen, man. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and support the grind. We on like 20 hours of streaming, y'all. We building. Shout out to the queen. Lisa, how you feeling today? Always good to see you in the building. Thrill Hill, what it do, homie? You know, setup was crazy. So let's listen to what they saying though. Maybe it's a chance that they learned their lesson through the trial and error with AB. AB was everything you wanted him to be, but he just needed more discipline on his side. And that shit ultimately led him to the point, I guess, where he's at now. Tank Davis, you like, man, he's in a similar situation. He got the people. They rock with him. Do you take him down the same path that you took AB and match him up tough? Think about it. Think of it from an investment standpoint. Damn, man. AB is millions more dollars AB probably could have made had he not made that premature jump to 47, right? So if you're looking at Tank Davis and you seeing what he able to do, you like, bro, we're not about to make the same mistake again. That's just my opinion on it. Maybe that's how they seen it. Maybe that's why they moved him the way they did versus the way AB got moved. And again, AB wasn't
with Adrien Broner. And I think Broner had better star power than Gervonta Davis, because Broner actually had quick quips. He was a good trash talker. Yep. Even in limitation boxing wise, he was still a world-class boxer. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to tell you he wasn't Andre Ward level, but he was very good, okay, in his moment. I think most people would agree with me there. But he was much more marketable. He was so quick with it, and sharp-witted, right? But you matched them very tough. And what happened?
He was matched very tough.
What happened to Broner? The product you were trying to throw out there, you used them up. You put him one tough fight after another. Now, granted, this may have also been AB, because AB used to call out everybody. AB really wanted to fight everybody.
Yes, really
and he fought everybody. Love him or hate him, AB called out everybody, and he fought everybody.
He did.
I think this experiment was first tried with Adrien Broner, and the mistake they made was using him up too many tough fights. So I think they went, okay, we got Adrien Broner 2.0, but he's actually like 0.5 because he's nowhere near the talking ability of Adrien Broner, nowhere near the wittiness of Adrien Broner, but he's got some power.
Man,
He's got that flash pizzazz style as well. I think he's got half the tool set of Broner as far as marketability wise, but you didn't push him at all in terms of the direction of tough fights. Now you went the pendulum swung the complete other way because we're like, oh, we had a made star in Broner and we ruined it. Let's swing the pendulum the complete
Broner
other
also
way.
had trouble with discipline.
So why Davis wasn't? Davis wasn't? I mean, you just push it under the rug.
Not recently. In recent.
What do you mean recently? He got arrested a couple months ago for what he did. Either way, I'm not going to talk about that because again, it's not.
I meant staying in shape.
Gym discipline.
Yeah. I mean,
But
getting in trouble is one thing.
But either way, that's not my business because I hate to talk about people's personal lives like that. So I'm not even going to bring up that stuff. But Broner had his issues. Gervonta has had his issues. What I'm saying is I'm just making the comparison that I think the reason they moved Gervonta so gingerly is because, okay, we've managed to pull it off again. We've pushed this kind of fighter into the living rooms of people again and made him into a star again. We've pulled this off twice. Yes. Let's not ruin it the second time the way we ruined it with Broner. Let's be careful the way we match him. But now you've gone the complete opposite way to where you match Broner way too tough. This situation is you matching this guy way too soft, way too soft. There's no middle ground here. There's no middle ground.
But champ, you're
I mean, I don't know, though. I don't know. I don't want to say way too soft, but you definitely ain't do what you did with Broner. But you see how it went for you with Broner. Because you really said guy's not challenging himself. If he's always giving up height, reach, weight, and all types of shit. He started at 26 and navigated through a number of weight classes. They challenged him, but I think they were calculated risks. All fights are risks, but I think they were very calculated and for good reason, right? Why wouldn't you? He's an investment. Tank Davis is a bag. He's looked at as a cash cow, one of the faces of boxing. You don't get that shit if you allow him to crash and burn, if you allow him to take the same path that Broner took. Because I don't care. If Broner stayed where he was supposed to be weight-wise, man, he'd probably be undefeated. He'd probably be, If he'd have just left 47 alone and stuck around 35, 40, operated within there, he definitely wouldn't have as many losses as he got now. That's for sure. But he just when he called something out, like that's just what it was. He was on that, and you've seen the results. He still got a lot out of his career, but I think when you look at Tank Davis, you like, bro, I gotta do this shit different. We gotta make sure we securing his bag, bro. So he's saying some good shit. Let me rewind it a little bit. Hit that like button, y'all.
Recently, he got arrested a couple months ago for what he did. Either way, I'm not going to talk about that because again, it's not.
I meant staying in shape.
Gym discipline.
I mean, getting in trouble is one thing.
But either way, that's not my business because I hate to talk about people's personal lives like that. So I'm not even going to bring up that stuff. But Broner had his issues. Gervonta has had his issues. What I'm saying is I'm just making the comparison that I think the reason they moved Gervonta so gingerly is because, okay, we've managed to pull it off again. We've pushed this kind of fighter into the living rooms of people again and made him into a star again. We've pulled this off twice. Let's not ruin it the second time the way we ruined it with Broner. Let's be careful the way we match him. But now you've gone the complete opposite way to where you match Broner way too tough. This situation is you matching this guy way too soft, way too soft. There's no middle ground here. There's no middle ground.
But champ, you're taking out the right of free will of the fighter.
Adrien Broner would have fought Shakur Stevenson. He would have fought Lomachenko. He would have fought all those guys. I'm telling you.
Hey, chat. He got a point there. I'm not going to lie. Because if AB was in a situation and you had a Shakur Stevenson somewhere with him and a Lomachenko, he'd have fought both of their asses. Whether or not he would have beat him, the world may never know. But he would have fought him. I do agree with him there. But at the same token, that is the shit that got him possibly where he at now, just being too brave for his own good. Don't look at that. And they this and Tank. No, Tank path is different than Broner. Don't think they supposed to move Tank the same way they moved Broner. They clearly didn't, and probably for good reason. So at the end of the day, if you're doing business and you say here, fighter A, fighter B, Tank is fighter B, Broner's fighter A, and you seen where you made some mistakes with that guy, you look at fighter B, you see he has a lot of the same qualities, even some of the outside the ring stuff. For better or for worse, they have some similarities, but you then don't in turn take fighter B down the same path that you took fighter A. If your goal is to make money, if the fighter goal is to make money, but what Paulie is making an argument for, if you trying to make Gervonta Tank Davis the best fighter in the world, then yeah, you go fight those guys. But if you're trying to make Gervonta Davis the highest paid in the world and make sure them bags keep coming in, then you do exactly what you've been doing. And I can't be mad at it. Is it bad business? Not when it's making money, bro. So that's the part that he not taking into account. People bottom line is affected. They're going to make moves that help that bottom line, not hurt it. That's all. That's it. That's all. And I know people hate to hear.
He would have those fights because he wanted to fight those guys. And listen, when you're a promoter and you got a loudmouth fighter, free will of the fighter.
Adrien, that I think the reason they move Gervonta so gingerly is because, okay, we've managed to pull it off again. We've pushed this kind of fighter into the living rooms of people again and made him into a star again. We've pulled this off twice. Let's not ruin it the second time the way we ruined it with Broner. Let's be careful the way we match him. But now you've gone the complete opposite way to where you match Broner way too tough. This situation is you matching this guy way too soft, way too soft. There's no middle ground here. There's no middle ground.
But champ, you're taking out the right of free will of the fighter.
Adrien Broner would have fought Shakur Stevenson. He would have fought Lomachenko. He would have fought all those guys. I'm telling you. He would have been calling for
fights because he wanted to fight those guys. And listen, when you're a promoter and you got a loudmouth fighter that you want to protect, but you can't protect them because their mouth is getting them in. But being a loudmouth is
part of the marketability, though. It's part of the promotability.
Yeah,
Broner was way more marketable.
Listen, I want the guy who wants all the smoke and goes out there and loses tough fights. That's fine with me. I don't care. I don't care for undefeated guys. I don't want guys, taking the easy route so they can stay undefeated and have that O forever. I want guys fighting guys. I like what you said. I want Broner calling guys out, taking tough fights, and losing. Okay, so what? He lost. He tried. It happens. When you fight the best in the world, you're going to lose. Now, you get these other guys that maybe don't want to take those risks. They don't want to call these guys out. They really just to leave it up to the promoter and their managers. Yeah, whatever you guys say. When they say that, I'll leave it out to my promoter. That shows you that they're not taking the reins of their career. And we're seeing that more and more. When fighters take the reins, big fights happen.
And they making great points, but that's what it was. Broner was on that. Yeah, he talked a lot, and he was backing it up for a while, but that shit they needed to adjust the way they moved once they got to 47, because it couldn't just be about talking that shit. You had to be about being that shit and making the right fights so you could continue to be the guy. And from Paulie Malignaggi to Marcos Maidana, I'm gonna always say that was always a bad move to me.
Promoters want to protect their asset. The fighters want to fight.
Listen to what he just said, man. What he just say?
Shows you that they're not taking the reins of their career. And we're seeing that more and more. When fighters take the reins, big fights happen. Because the promoters want to protect their asset. The fighters want to fight. But some fighters don't always want to fight. And we see that with guys. So you got to look at how much of this is by design in terms of his marketability and his quote unquote push, or how much does it fall on the fighter himself for not stepping into the driver's seat and take control of his own career?
But also he's kicking.
And look, you could criticize him for not stepping into the driver's seat, taking control of his own career, but you also got to look at it from another side as well. Yeah, he could have did that. Yeah, you could criticize him if you want for not doing that, but at the same token, if I'm putting you in position to keep winning, looking good, knocking shit out, making money, being one of the biggest names and stars in the sport, your numbers is looking crazy, right? Do you necessarily go into that office essentially, right, and rock the boat? Do you go in there and start all of a sudden now demanding shit outside of what their initial plans are for you? Because that could come off as ungrateful. Like, do you have the incentive to rock that boat if everything is running smoothly, right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I don't think he had a problem with who he fought, as long as his check was right and he continued to get opportunities, man. That's also, everybody ain't going to quote unquote take their career into their hands and, be the man that you want them to be. And again, if I got my team working for me, making it happen, do you necessarily rock the boat and start demanding, hey, give me that guy, do this, do that? Look at Earl Spence. Still ain't false sense, man. I'm going to just say that. I'm going to just throw that out there. Man ain't false sense. Son of God, what's good, homie? How you feeling, bro?
Kicking boxing in the teeth by never giving us a big fight, and now just leaving the title in limbo here. Why give him
after a draw?
Roach?
After a draw,
at least give Roach the decision. So if this guy wants to go fight Jake Paul, go ahead, go f off and fight Jake Paul and retire for all we care. But now you held the title in limbo. Your title is not going to become vacant for him fighting Jake Paul. So you get Lamont Roach is going another direction completely. At least give the decision to Roach, and then this guy goes fights Jake Paul, and whatever he wants to do, he does. Instead, you let him keep the title, and he's going to go fight Jake Paul and not give us the rematch. So, I mean, you're just kicking boxing in the teeth after everything it did for you.
What I'm curious about, Chris, I want to throw this to you. This idea that...
But see, it's tough to say if you kicking boxing in the teeth, or is it just going to be a percentage or a group of fans that's mad at what he's doing? Because the overall result is louder than the criticism that's on social media and online. His fights do well. Are you really shitting on people if they constantly showing up? Because from what your success of your fights would say, that's an indication that you're giving people something they want to see. Otherwise, why would they keep coming back to see it? And like I said before, I can see if maybe he had a fight and it didn't go so well. Maybe the numbers was terrible, below average, and it start looking like the fans are tired of you not fighting the bet. That never occurred. So I don't think the incentive was there to rock the boat or go outside the initial plan that they had for him. And their plan was to make him a big star and get him paid. And by them standards,
you talked about De La Hoya, Olympic gold medalist, incredibly marketable, the golden boy. When he fought Trinidad, I remember he was ahead, he was winning, he had it in the bag, and he started running. And in a sense, to a lot of fans, it confirmed the negative we already thought. We already thought he's a pretty boy. When it gets tough, he's going to fight not like a Mexican or Mexican-American fighter should. He's going to run, and that's exactly what he did. He confirmed to a lot of fans a negative they already kind of thought of him behind the scenes, right? The people who didn't like De La Hoya. The idea that Gervonta Davis retiring after a draw, to Paulie's point, first tough fight you have, Jimmy, is a draw.
Jimmy,
robbery.
Oscar's resume prior to Trinidad already shits all over Gervonta's entire career resume. Oscar's resume just before Trinidad. Forget about after Trinidad, which is its own resume.
Right.
Oscar's resume pre-Trinidad shits all over Tank's whole entire career resume.
No, 100%. And
Ruelas, Miguel Angel Gonzalez,
he's not
Pernell Whitaker.
Jimmy's not comparing their resume.
I'm not comparing. What I'm saying is,
what he's talking about.
Yo, Paulie is on Tank helmet, bro. But we all just learned from prime example of Terrence Crawford. While resumes is not the end all be all. Resumes alone don't win fights.
What I'm saying is, when you do something, you're talking about the fans. When the fans see them and go, "Oh, the first time you had a tough fight." What
I'm saying is those were tough fights. He took on somebody, but he won them. You know, he dominated because he was so good.
Guys, I'm telling you,
Whitaker, he was.
So De La Hoya had both. De La Hoya had the push and the marketability and the pedigree and the ability. Tough fights. He had everything.
He had it all.
Jimmy, I'm picking up what you're.
Yeah, I'm from Southern California, so maybe I'm seeing it differently.
The market kicked him.
Right.
The market kicked him because, like you said, the pretty boy, the guy who's not going to stand and fight, he's not going to go pure Mexican, he's not going to go call Ennis to the wall.
Well, Latinos are also more strict about
very
that.
Much.
But then look at this. Then his next big fight.
I don't think it was his first tough fight either. I think it was his first truly competitive tough fight, but I think he's been challenged before that point. Not to that degree, of course, but he's been
fight Shane Mosley. Stands his ground, which he probably shouldn't have done. He should have fought a different fight.
Outboxes him all day if he had done that.
Yep. And he fought balls out and he loses. Now he's got 2 losses in his 2 biggest fights to date. And again, the market is going to kick you for that. So it doesn't.
It was real quick. Jalen Love was getting pushed by Mayweather Promotions, and he ended up getting stopped by a guy that he was expected to beat. That never happened to Tank. That's one thing you could knock him. You say he ain't asked for the fights. He wasn't in the driver's seat, X, Y, and Z, and all them different things. But at the end of the day, he didn't get knocked out by somebody he was looked at as supposed to beat either. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Shout out to Will Clinton, man. He made a good point. He said the best Mexican fighter didn't even fight like that. It's a good point.
Matter. The push is there, but the market is ultimately going to sway the control of where the fighter goes.
You can make some of the people happy some of the time. You can't make all the people happy all the time. But I still think you gotta give back to the sport that gave to you. I'm sorry.
And
Oscar gave back.
And De La Hoya certainly did.
And, still
is. And I wasn't one of those.
Oscar's clapbacks are the gift.
They're great. They're great.
To this day. I'm sorry.
But this idea that like you said, when you look at Gervonta Davis, it doesn't help. First time you had a tough fight and you got a draw, And Shakur Stevenson said recently, and it's on Boxing Scene if you want to check it out, he said, hey, look, if I'd gotten a draw with a guy that was a 16-1 favorite, my pride wouldn't let me not fight him.
Yeah.
The idea that Gervonta's doesn't, does that confirm?
Different DNA inside you. That you either have that backbone or you don't. I'm sorry. And that's the problem there. You know, that's
exactly.
where it starts.
And that's the knock, you know, that's one of my arguments.
That's the knock.
Anyone who tries to knock Floyd Mayweather, I'm like, come on, dude. This guy gave me.
I mean, this is the thing, yo. I don't want to say a guy don't have no backbone or lack of a backbone, but I think his wire is different. I think they could be wired different. If I'm Tank, or if you listen to what Tank said, if he's telling you he feel like he don't have nothing to prove to people, then you can't expect him to make a move that you expect him to make. If it's about proving something to you or the people at home, and that's what people also bump their head at. He been said he felt like he already proved it to himself and ain't got enough left to prove. And the way he moves at the, to the beat of his own drum. He don't give a damn what you talking about. He gonna do him. And this most recent move with Jake Paul shows you exactly that. You know what I mean? He gonna do him. He gonna give you the show he gonna give you. If you rock with him, then you rock with him. If not, then he just gonna keep it pushing.
Rematches for tough fights, and in really tough fights. The Jose Luis Castillo fight, man, for all intents and purposes, he lost that first fight. He came right back and fought that guy and beat him handily. It wasn't even close. So,
I'll be honest with you. I used to watch that fight. The first 6 rounds of the rematch are tough. He pulls away in the second half of that fight.
Oh, for sure.
Even the first six rounds of this rematch, you're getting PTSD nightmares just as a fighter watching that. And you're like, wow.
And then
he starts to pull away. So Floyd.
That's
really
how good Floyd is. He rose above that.
Yep.
They're still close. The Maidana fight. The first fight, Maidana was hell. Fights him again in the second time. I mean, beats him, no question. So, you got a guy like Gervonta, who I personally think has been checked out for way longer than this last fight. I think he was checked out prior to the Roach fight. I thought this was all going to be in the works, where he was supposed to beat the 16-1 Roach and then go on to fight Jake Paul and then call it a career, because I think the people around him understood there wasn't much left in the tank for him in terms of his want or his desire to be here. He did an interview with Dan Canobio about 18 months ago where he was like, yeah, man, I just kind of want to raise my family. I don't know how much left of boxing for me. I don't want to see a therapist. I want to, I need to, but I don't want to take away from my fighting. But I think it's time for me to do stuff like that. So I think the writing's been on the wall for Tank for a while. So that draw was kind of just like, I was on the way out anyway. I don't need to go back in there. And I said it at the end of that fight. I'm like, there's no way we see that rematch. He was so uncomfortable in that ring with Roach. He doesn't want to feel that again. He showed that night. So I'm not surprised that fight's not happening. I'm not even surprised he's fighting Jake Paul now. It's a cash out.
The two fights where he...
Yeah, man, you make a good point. Look, if your heart is not in it, if your mental ain't in it, he been dropping the breadcrumbs for a while, whether people chose to acknowledge it or not. I acknowledge it. I chose to. I think it's a lot of validity into what he's been speaking. I think the way he's been moving, the energy and different things like that has also indicated that he could be heading towards either a break or a real retirement for real. We're gonna see.
It was a little bit uncomfortable. He was still heavily favored in both. It was Pitbull Cruz. That was actually Pitbull's coming out party. Nobody really knew Pitbull party. Yep. But he, if you notice, Tank likes to do this. He'll give like nondescript guys chances because he thinks it's going to be an easy fight. And then once in a while, it ends up being a tougher fight. I remember Pitbull, the two tough fights where he got pushed. The Pitbull fight, Jim Gray asked him if he's going to rematch. What was his answer? Remember what his answer was in the post-fight interview with Jim Gray? Rematch?
He shut it down.
Hell no.
Yeah, he shut it down.
At least I give him credit. At least he was blunt about it. He didn't try to beat around the bush. I give you credit there. He's blunt about it. I don't want to go anywhere near this guy again. And that's it. And then with Lamont Roach, he beat around the bush. And then he ends up doing the Jake Paul fight. So, and those are the only two times he's been pushed. And they were both fights where he wasn't supposed to be pushed. So just imagine the fighters that were around that would have been expected to push him, because they were around. They've been around in both weight classes that he fought in, and he just didn't fight them. And like you said, Shakur said, my pride wouldn't let me live with that. But that's again a different mental makeup inside you. That's like Mayweather. You know what I mean? You can't sleep at night. You got to get this guy back. You know what I mean? Just for the fact that people think he tested you. Forget about it. He didn't even beat you. But just for the fact that people think he beat you, you have that inside you. You either have that or you don't. And we get our answer with actions. They speak a lot of the words.
Teddy Atlas said it about Mike Tyson. He said, we love fighters because the character, they have to dig deep and show. And the problem with Mike is when it came to character, he He didn't have that when he really needed it. So we'll see about the legacy of Gervonta Davis or whether or not he calls it career at the end of this year. Boxing scene today for the champs. I'm Jimmy Smith. Tune in, find out why millions are watching.
You know, Tyson versus Roddick, he dug deep.
He did. I appreciate that.
Good fight. Really good fight.
That was a really good conversation right there from them, man. Shout out to the boxing scene. Shout out to Paulie and Chris Algieri and the other hosts. Look, I think the natural, the comparisons that you see between the Tank and the AB is what, they were clearly like thick as thieves. They was like two peas in a pod type shit. Like, we remember all the, you know what I'm saying? You remember the days, man. You remember the days, man. Y'all remember these days, man. Man, him and AB used to fall out and go through it. You get what I'm saying? But he had a bird's eye view of things not to do, and he seen Broner mess up before. Like, you see what they had. Remember this fallout, y'all.
Hey, Tank, man, you sick, man. You a little nigga, man. You better stay down there with them little niggas, man. Go worry about Lomachenko or the nigga you about to fight. Like, man, you too little, man. I will fuck you up like Faison Love did the employee in the airport, boy. You know you can't fuck with me, boy. Matter of fact, I got a 135-pounder that'll beat your ass, boy. He a world champion too, Robert. Yeah, Bunny, nigga. You know what's up, nigga. You can't fuck with us, man. Quit playing, man. I looked at you like a little brother, and then I ain't really that mad at you because you just a little nigga who was easily influenced. Like I'm really mad at that nigga Floyd because he got you doing this gay ass shit. The same nigga that called me and told me he don't fuck with you, nigga. So I see why he wants you to fight me so I can beat your ass because he know that you can't beat me, nigga. You tripping, nigga, and you supposed to be up on the streets. How you gonna let a fuck nigga turn you on me? Nigga, I do whatever for you. Same nigga that'll blow a motherfucker in the head for you, nigga. That's some gay ass shit. Floyd, you a bitch.
He was pissed off. Y'all remember the good old days, man. Take y'all down memory lane, man. Let's get the likes up. Double tap the like button, man. Double tap the screen. Subscribe to the channel. Turn that bell icon on, and let's rock out, man. But y'all remember these days, man. Look, he talking about Robert Easter, but look, they used to all be chilling together. Cool. You see that they had their fallouts, man. They got back right. Man, you remember the days.
So he's going to fight the winner of Richard Coleman, Teofimo Lopez, and he'll be able to be undisputed, even though he, Vasyl Lomachenko, even though he essentially dropped the belt, and Devin Haney has it.
I know that.
But he'll still be undisputed.
So Devin Haney just holding his belt?
He's the regular champion.
No.
Or he'll have to fight Devin Haney for another WBC belt to be considered undisputed.
But according to WBC, he don't have to fight Haney to be WBC.
Hey, you know what's crazy? Because the WBC like me, and they might do this for me when I come out of retirement. So I really can't say too much. But boxing on some bullshit.
Remember the days, y'all. Remember the days.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on, man. PBC days, man. Yeah, come on, man. Who remember them days, man? Who remember the days?
I'm about to go rob something. Y'all know me. I'm dangerous.
Yo, what's wrong with Tank, bro? Why would he put the Pooh Shiesty?
I'm about to go rob something. Y'all know me. I'm dangerous.
Oh, come on, man. Remember the days, y'all?
Listen. We coming back. We got the best big names in boxing. All the smoke. Stop pushing me, Bill.
Come on, man. These was when you take the
we all fight each other. We fight each other. Everybody want to see me face off with two. Everybody want to see this face off. You little Get out. Girl, face out. Because they got They got I took that. Why you keep watching him? Let's go. Wait.
Behind the handset, all of them drunk. Man, y'all remember them days, man? Ain't nothing like it. You get me? Man, the reason I was playing that, though, because, again, I think it highlighted a different time over there at the PBC. I think when it was just operating at their best, you know what I'm saying? You just had a lot of talent. You had a lot of talent over there. All of them having fun. All of them making money, building. Like, that to me, those were the times I think Tank was having fun. He was having fun. Like, where's the other one? Even this, y'all. Even as recent as this. Remember this? Why would he do that? Tank is slow, bro. Why would he do that? Man, this man. Yo, I play this stuff because to me, y'all, that's where Tank was enjoying boxing to me. Like, it clearly turned the corner because he went from that to like just looking like he got a full-blown attitude. He had an attitude, build up to Lamont. He was looking for any reason to be mad at people. You see it now. He like, man, you know what I mean? He still ain't locked in. It's not the same, bro. They was having fun back then. Those was the days, man. You know what I'm saying? Those was the days, PBC. It was fun, man. It was fun. But since then, seemed like shit changed in a big way. Shout out to my baby girl, man. Take color for the chat. Who was next? Shout out to the queen, man. Yeah, man. Listen, double tap that screen. Hit that like button. Support the grind. Cash App, Super Chat. But we gonna get back to this build. Shout out to the
and we ain't never got a box again. Well, right. well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Much love to the baby girl. Pressure Buzz Pipes player. Yeah, it is. Shout out to the homie 12 threes, my dog. Let's get to it. Man, and
we ain't never got a box again. Well, right. well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just do.
Yeah, man. Hey, Lisa, man. That's when it was fun. That's when they all had fun. They was winning. Wasn't as much trouble. Just seemed like it was a much more enjoyable time for the fighters on the roster of the PBC. That's why I played the one. Like, think about it. I didn't just play the videos for shits and giggles. Like, just that shit highlighted a specific time. Nothing is like that anymore. That was before the crashing and burning of Broner, right? And then you fast forward to now, it's no secret why you would move Tank differently than you would move Broner. You can cry all you want about, you don't want to be the best. Well, I'll tell you one thing we know for sure that he did want to be one of the richest, one of the highest paid. That's what he wanted to be for sure. We could debate all day about who wanted to be the best, but shit, he the best from where he from. So who could really walk up to him and say he ain't the best? Again, I just think they past was different. Broner was an outspoken guy that was willing to fight any and everybody, and he didn't just sit back and allow the powers that be to make the fights for him and put him in a bunch of easy fights that he could win. He challenged himself in a different way. This is why Broner gonna have the respect. I mean, Tank blazed a different trail, hit the ground running with the Mayweather blessing, took that light and ran with it. Made some mistakes. None of them ultimately derailed his career or anything like that. And he's still today at the top of his game. He's 30 years old, still at the top of his game. It's hard to ignore it. You know what I'm saying? It was happy poor, but they got rich. Right. The real behind the scenes businesses started happening. Hey, Lisa, you get where I'm going. Then shit start shaking up. Showtime shook shit up, stepped up out the game. Charlo went, fought Canelo and lost, disappeared, ain't been in the ring since. You get what I'm saying? We heard talks 6-7 fight deals, bigger than Mayweather's. Then we start hearing talks about retirement. Then you see Errol Spence lose to Terrence Crawford and ain't been in the ring since. Frank Martin lost to Tank Davis, ain't been in the ring since. He'll be back in the ring soon. But you get what I'm saying? Everything just got shaken up. And if your roster is getting dismantled, if your biggest top earners are taking losses and not fighting frequently, the guy that you have that ain't taking the loss yet, that's still a big ticket seller, are you in a rush to put him in a fight that he's going to lose? Or are you going to continue to put him in fights and take these calculated risks, run that bag up because your roster has been dismantled, your budget is not the same, the way you put out cards is not as frequently and often as you would like? What do you do? What do you do? You get what I'm saying? I don't know what do you do? You get what I'm trying to say? What do you do? The biggest paydays come from fighting the biggest names. Always been that way. But that's what I'm saying, Jordan. What you saying is facts. But I think with Broner, I mean with Tank, they seen that they was able to make the paydays without the biggest names. See, with Broner, they allow Broner. They like, yeah, Broner, look, I don't know. I'm just saying hypothetically, like Broner talk, they let him do it. They didn't stop him. Broner said he was fighting Maidana Matisse, y'all. He said he was fighting Maidana Matisse. I was like, damn, that can't be good. He out here playing, man. Maidana ain't going to be playing. He going to take this shit serious. He going to try to knock my boy head off. And that's exactly what he did. And that's what I said, man. They learned. I think they learned from the first. I think, you know, in many ways, not intentionally, I think Broner ended up being a sacrificial lamb. And I don't think they was willing to even risk it or repeat that same kind of result with Tank Davis. The earning potential was too crazy. That'd be a big blow. I don't think they was willing to just risk it all just because it was some fans saying online when at the end of the day they keep putting them in the ring to fight. You get what I'm saying? He keep winning, people showing up, right? And that's what I tell y'all. At the end of the day, that noise of people complaining is just not as loud as the results when it's time for him to fight. It's hard to argue against success, and that is the problem. The success, he's had it without those big names that Jordan was just mentioning. He's had that, and he's been one of the rare people that's been able to have a career sculpted that way without the biggest names. And here we are. So, I mean, this shit, they say low-key, Jake Paul is one of the biggest names. So, might not be fighting the best, but he's fighting the name, ain't he? You know what I'm saying? He might be fighting the name. Alan, what's good, homie? He said one of the biggest paydays possible, though. Look at all the pay-per-view numbers outside of Ryan Prime. Is that Tank thought he was about to get a deal to fight anybody? Yeah, I mean, look, to a degree, you know, but I think even despite Ryan, right? I think that the numbers that he was doing in any other pay-per-view without Ryan were good enough, I think, for them to continue doing what they're doing. That's what I'm saying, Jordan. It wasn't bad. It wasn't flopping. They're not losing money, right? You're making a lot of money at the gate, putting asses in seats, right? It's like, you get what I'm saying? It's tough. It's tough, man. That's why I say, man, you got business and you got to balance that with the entertainment side, with the fans that's spending money. Mickey Bay, I agree. 100,000,000% I agree, bro. Yeah, they work the kinks out on AB. They prefer, yo, that's a golden comment, man. Listen, say what you want, bro. That's what I felt like happened. That's what I felt like happened. That's what I felt like happened. And I'm glad you put it the way you did. Mickey Bay was definitely one of the first guys. Sacrificial lamb, worked the kinks out on AB, perfected it with Tank. They had to see that they had two promising guys, and not to mention, for what it's worth, if you just want to throw what's the name in the mix, you get me? If you want to throw what's his name, Jalen Love in the mix, right? You want to throw Jalen Love in the mix, you can. AB should get a chance. I'm always with AB getting a chance. 40 bags, that's my guy. Win, lose, or draw, I'm rocking with AB. You hear me? But yeah, man, I just think he had a potential once upon a time to be more marketable because he had the gifted gab, highly entertaining. He'd sell the hell out of a press conference. He'd talk all kinds of shit, and he'll get in there and fight. He was flashy with it, flashy walkouts, singing, rapping, dancing. He was the complete package. I think the biggest knock against AB was maybe discipline. Maybe discipline is single-handedly was his biggest issue. Discipline or lack thereof, should I say. So I think that stuff eventually put him in trouble. Jalen Long in the mix is crazy. Yeah, you know, when I say in the mix, I mean in terms of getting a blessing, right? He was looked at as being one of the guys for Floyd for a while. And that was before Tank is what I'm saying. But then he got knocked out. Then that shit shifted over to Tank. Tank got the torch and ain't looked back since. And that's what goes to show you that Tank obviously has something that the fans deem special, because Jalen Love was the guy Floyd was pushing before Tank was the guy that Floyd was pushing, right? So it's tough, man. It's tough. It's tough to you know what I mean? It's hard, man. It's hard to knock this shit like that, man. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me send this text message. Man, my bad, y'all. I just send a text message. Just double tap that screen, man. But yeah, like I said, man, Adrien Broner had it all, I think, once upon a time, and they learned the real lesson with him. He was brash. He was outspoken. He was about everything that you would want a fighter to be about. He was about all the smoke. You can knock him all you want. He was beating ass. He was highly entertaining. He was the guy, man. Remember the HBO days, man? This shit is different, man. Man, AB was fun to watch, man. AB was fun, bro. AB was fun to watch. Fun to watch. But they didn't protect him from himself. So he ended up crashing and burning, respectfully. And I think Tank was far too much of a prized possession to allow that to happen. They wasn't allowing that shit to happen. You get what I'm trying to say? They was not allowing that guy to go out there and do another Adrien Broner. And think about it. He had some hiccups. He had some. And another thing, y'all, it's just a lot. I'm just giving y'all my opinion of it, right? He had things that going on in his life, pulling him in different directions, right? I think the last thing they wanted to do is take the wrong kind of risk and mess up the bag. You get what I'm saying? Then you pair that with the fact that you got a guy that after a while mentally started sounding like he wasn't in it. And then you fast forward to all the way to today, and you get what you get. A damn Jake Paul fight and a guy trying to make his bag on the way out. Big shout out to the Queen Lisa in the Cash App. Appreciate the grind. She's always supporting in a huge way. Much love, much appreciation to the Queen.
And we ain't never got a box again. Well, right. well. I already been getting these back, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Shout out to the Queen Lisa. Appreciate you. Claymore Rain, my guy. What's good, Clay? How you feeling, my guy? Good to see you in the building. Especially Jake Paul done came from, my point. The sport itself changed. That's what I'm saying. Shit changed. The way of getting money has changed. The way people think has changed, right? Can you blame, look, let me take this off real quick. Can you blame the fighters of today for chasing the bag when they see guys like Jake Paul, who is a content creator, a Disney kid, he doing skits like what Paulie say, he was making faces in Walgreens and shit like that. This dude is making some of the biggest fights in boxing without having to put the work in. You got fighters talking about and threatening retirement because they can't get out of the sport what they trying to get out. Marquise Taylor will fight everybody. He one of the few fighters behind the hands to tell you. Marquise Taylor is one of the few fighters. He'll fight everybody, but won't get the opportunity. You get what I'm saying? Shit it's crazy, man. Guys are different, bro. You got Marquise Taylor. He'll do any and everything for the opportunity, everything he's supposed to do, but won't get it. Will get overlooked because he a risk for real. He a big time risk for real. You get what I'm trying to say? When fighters see that shit, you get what I'm saying? Like, think about it. Seriously, let's have a conversation. You look at Tank, he like, man, this dude making all this damn money. He ain't even no fighter for real. Man, I'm about to go get some of that money. Telling you. That's what you got people saying. They like, bro, I dedicated my life to this shit. And this dude come out of left field and he making all this damn money. He making all of this money, bro. And you think, and that one time doesn't have to just be all about legacy, right? But when it comes to these fighters, they got to choose legacy over the bag. When Jake Paul has broken the mold in a way that you would be a fool to not collect your coins. You will be a fool. And I don't disrespect, I respect his entry into boxing and what he's doing. But as the fighters call him, a fucking YouTuber, y'all. A YouTuber jumped in boxing head first and now is making more money than guys that have dedicated their entire life to the sport. And y'all think these fighters going to keep going out there talking about, yeah, man, I got to chase legacy. I just want to be the greatest. You get what I'm saying? It's almost like they playing in their face. It's like, damn, so I'm going this hard and I'm ready to retire. These dudes won't give me an opportunity. Marquise Taylor is making all-inclusive call-out videos. You know what I'm saying? What behind the hands, what was he at outside the spot? Making videos, calling for the smoke. He will fight everybody. It's not too many fighters that I will just say that freely about. Marquise Taylor will fight everybody. Everybody, bro. And will get overlooked quick. Jake Paul got the light, and he's a real fighter. He need an MVP opportunity. He should be on a Riyadh season card. But people will overlook him because of maybe he ain't knocking everybody out. Maybe he don't got the record or resume you think but he the O snatcher. He legit, his name is the O snatcher. The guy literally snatch O's from people. Beat them up, undefeated fighters. You seen the last time they put him in there with an undefeated fighter, what'd he do to him? Beat him up, take his O. You would think they'd reward him for that. We should be seeing Marquise Taylor regularly. So again, man, y'all gotta take that shit into account. Guys ain't willing to throw everything away for legacy alone. Sometimes you can chase both, but I'm telling y'all now, if a fighter, the average fighter, and this is just my opinion, has a choice to make, whether I take the difficult fight for good money or I take the lesser fight for good money, they go on the lesser fight because they want to continue to build. And they're not wrong for that. As long as you're not just clearly avoiding fighting competition, I'm not here crying about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to cry about it. I'm really not here to cry about it. You know what I'm saying? Tanking 7 over Paul. Shit, I think it's going to the decision, though. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it is. Shout out to my homie Ace. What's good, family? Always good to see my guy. Shout out to Frank Rice in the building. Light skin business. What's good, my guy? Jose is in the building. What's good with it, fam? Shout out to everybody. Make sure y'all hitting the like button. Double tap the screen. Subscribe. Bell icon. Y'all know the drill, man. And support the content creator, right? Let's get back to it. So like I said, man, boxing has changed in a way where you just gotta accept it for what it is. I appreciate the glory days just as much as the next man, but I am no way, shape, or form in a position to stay stuck on how it used to be versus how it is now. It used to be that, and I appreciate that era of boxing and, you know, for what it was and what it meant to the sport as a whole. But now things have changed. There's more money than I think has ever been in the sport. At least I think it's fair to say that. You got Turkey Al-Sheikh running around here throwing all types of bags around. Shit different, bro. Shit different. But on top of that, it's not all bad because he throwing that money around, but he's trying to make people take risks. He's trying to make people take dangerous fights, bro. He ain't just letting you half step it. You get what I'm trying to say? He making people fight. So I don't know, man. It's a different day. You know what I'm saying? Entertainment now, yeah, it's more entertainment and people are trying to get paid. Then you got to worry about like fighters of today. Like we always talk about the glory days. Well, guess what the glory days didn't have? They didn't have social media. It wasn't no Twitter. It wasn't no X. It wasn't no Facebook. It wasn't no Instagram and IGs and all that other shit. Fighters get dragged on a regular basis for taking the same challenges that we ask them to take, y'all. We ask said fighter to take a challenge. Said fighter takes the challenge. They come up short. Next day, all over the internet, they exposed. They not good. He trash. He got his ass whooped. And then how we justify our ignorance as boxing fans or our willingness to slander the guys after taking the challenges. Oh, man, well, it comes with the territory, man. That's part of boxing. You know, if you can't take it, don't fight. And it's just ignorant. It's like we justifying ignorance. Like, I ain't saying you can't have some memes, have some fun with it and, you know, criticize, but we take it multiple steps beyond that. Where we willing to disregard everything that guy has done up until this point. He ain't shit no more. He need to retire. Like it's the same old song and dance. And you don't think that these fighters hear this shit? Listen to the interviews. They're speaking on this shit more than they ever did. It's a different day. Guys are not going to be in a rush to take a challenge that is risky, that is deemed risky, knowing if they lose, that they won't even have the support of the people no more. Earl Spence fought Terrence Crawford. He probably even shouldn't even fought him at 47. He did it anyway. Now, we didn't throw him away. But a lot of the boxing world threw him right away. Oh, man, Earl didn't look good. Oh, he was high. Oh, man, you know, he had broken ribs. He was on medication. You know, he ate a gummy. It was everything. We were saying everything about this dude. Oh, he just wasn't that good. Oh, he was one-dimensional. Oh, Derrick James, how did he get trainer of the year? I don't think people remember how bad it get. When they lose, they shit on the fighter. The fighter is less inclined to hear you out as the public in terms of what you want versus them going to get a bag and securing it, because they know the fallout from losing is going to be worse than the criticism for them going to fight somebody and making some money. You get what I'm saying? So, like, these dudes human. These dudes don't want to get dragged for. And look, we OD with it. It's not about being sensitive. And look, like Andre Ward said, some of these guys are sensitive about their work, and I don't blame them, right? It's all good. But we will drag a fighter for years about a loss. Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fought what was that, 2023? Like, shout out to my brother Ann McQueen. He said it like Errol Spence could take a picture of his kids at the soccer game and post it. And somebody would be in the comments like, hey, man, you still recovering from that ass whooping from that Bud Crawford put on you, huh? Oh, you've been on the milk carton since. Like, it's just ignorance. It's like, yo, he's so far removed from that point. He's moved on. Terrence Bud Crawford had multiple fights since then. Errol Spence had multiple dates and no fight, but you get my point. He's removed from that situation. But these ignorant boxing fans of today, they won't even let you move on. They won't let you forget about a loss or the time you fell short. Never mind the 30 times that you won, the 29, 30 times you won. They don't care about, oh, you remember, Terrence, that's what Terrence Crawford beat your ass. You know what I mean? Terrence Crawford stopped you. He knocked you out. It was a one-sided ass whooping. Ha, ha, ha. It's like, damn. You got people, damn near writing Errol Spence obituary on Twitter to the point where this man got to respond and say, yo, I ain't dead yet. Like, I'm not dead. Yo, I'm still here. It's what he lost the fight, not his life. I don't give a damn how bad the Terrence Crawford loss looked. The biggest, I think traumatic situation in his life was being thrown from that pavement with that car. I think that was the worst thing that happened to him. You get what I'm saying? I think that was one of the worst things that absolutely happened to him. You get what I'm saying? My bad, y'all. Always texting. So far removed from that, he rooted for Bud. So far removed from that, he rooted for Bud to beat Canelo. So that's all I'm saying. I'm just speaking life into why I think boxing is just in a much different space than it once was before. It's just not the same. The way people call the sport is not the same. Think about it. Back in the day, when people lost, of course, you probably had media or the reporters and stuff like that. You had a newspaper and shit like that. But you ain't have content creators dragging fighters for years, day after day after day, for weeks on end, dragging guys, tearing their reputations down, talking about their personal lives. None of this shit was part of the game before. So it's time for us. All I'm saying is, if you love the glory days and the days of yesteryear, by all means, big them up. But don't forget that times must and always will change. Things change. Boxing has evolved. The money has evolved. The way of thinking has evolved, right? The way they train is shit different. We just got to accept it and all the changes that come with it. We can't highlight the one thing that we think changed with boxing that makes it bad, but then ignore all of the other things that changed with boxing as well that make it bad. Yeah, we complaining about dudes not fighting this one or that one, but ain't enough talk about how fighters are getting dragged for losing fights that we asked them to take. What kind of sense do it make? Imagine telling somebody to take a chance and we over here, yeah, you should fight such and such. The fighter take you up on that offer, go fight the guy, lose, and then we write him off and throw him away. What sense do it make? You get what I'm saying? And that's what we do. So, yeah, man, maybe the glory days, it was more of the best fighting the best. It was more about legacy and less about money, which I disagree to a degree. I think it was always about money. I think it was always about money. think it was always about money. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I just think people seen more of the fights that they wanted to see because it wasn't as much money in the sport as it was then. And people I just don't think I don't know. I think people fought for different reasons back then. You know, agree, but always about money. But I think you did have a lot of those guys that were being fed to, oh, let's chase legacy and be great. And these new fighters, like I said, they're not dumb. They like, bro, to miss me with that legacy shit if my bag ain't right. Oh, you want me to fight who? For how much? Nah, you're gonna have to give me a little like you bro, they not fucking around, man. You're not asking guys to get their heads bashed in for your entertainment for and they're not getting their money's worth, or they're not getting paid, right? It's just not happening. So like I said, yeah, we can highlight all we want how it used to be more the best fighting the best back in the day, and it's not like that now, but it also wasn't content creators back in the day, and we're on all day. We supposed to be the ones that grow the sport and you know, bring more eyes to it, but people get up there with their narratives and their agendas. They pick a handful of fighters out that they like and trash the rest of them, and then you create a toxic environment around the sport, and then you wonder why fighters don't take the same chances. These people human too. They ain't trying to get dragged by strangers for going out there attempting to be great when they fall short. Imagine if you got ridiculed and critiqued every time you fell short in life, whether it's at work or any facet of life, right? That's what we're doing to them. They still people at the end of the day. That's why I say, yeah, we can talk some shit because I don't think everybody's super sensitive, but we take it overboard. There's no way, and I'm dead serious, there's no way Errol Spence should still be getting dragged about losing to Terrence Bud Crawford, who just beat Canelo's ass pillar to post. That should have just let you know just how special he was. Just how special he was. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to the homie CJ. It was good with it, bro. He let you know just how special he was. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think we need to learn to move on when guys take those chances. You lose a fight, talk a little shit, talk your shit, criticize, and just move on. Dragging fighters for years, multiple years after they done took a loss, is ignorance. And this is why guys be like, you know what? You get what I'm saying? You got journalists bumping heads with the fighters, the content creators bumping heads with the fighters. Who the fuck is in the corner of the fighters, bro? Who? The fans complaining, content creators, we get a voice, grow an audience, get a platform. Now we complaining, tearing the fighters down, and then it become a whole shit show and toxic ass environment. And now we asking guys to go out there and do what we said do because of what? And they know they can make money whether they do what you say do or not. And you telling me why shouldn't they go do what they're planning to do anyway, as opposed to what we're telling them to do? See what I'm saying? I really mean this. I stand on this shit. It's ignorance. Yes, we can talk a little bit of shit. We men or we adults, men and women, right? Let's talk some shit, but let's have more healthy conversations around the sport. Stop trashing people for losing. Nobody should be getting trashed. Two elite fighters step in the ring and one guy lose. Nobody should get trashed. The memes is going to be the memes. That's part of it. But trash, slandered, and dragged the entire time, all the way until they get into the ring again, is ridiculous, bro. It's stupid. It's stupid, man. Adam McQueen is good with it, bro.
Chilling, man. We've gotten to a point where you don't even have to lose. There was a gentleman that was in the chat a little bit earlier. You were playing that that clip of the discussion between Paulie, Chris Algieri, and that other gentleman. And somebody was talking about Terrence Crawford and how just because he beat Canelo doesn't mean that he's this or he's that. He's still nobody, so on and so forth. So you could win and still be diminished some way, somehow. And it's a regular occurrence. You win, people put asterisks next to it. This was the circumstance with the opponent. You still don't sell. You still ain't nobody. You waited for this guy to do the heavy lifting. There's going to be some type of asterisk next to the W. And then if you lose, then all of a sudden you are a hype job. And this basically validates the fact that you were never as advertised.
Right.
So where's the middle ground? You
Right.
can't even win nowadays without criticism.
Right. Right. We seen it. We seen it. I mean, look, I call it how it is because I've seen it a lot when Williams and Pater got beat up. I've never seen people in my life or listened to multiple channels have the toughest time just explaining to you that this kid went out there and won. It was wild. It was the wildest shit I've ever seen. Over analyzing the fight, it was close. He almost got knocked out. Should have been a knockdown. Didn't look that good. Defense not that good. It's like, shit, bro. I switched gears to Bud Crawford. Fought Madrimov. He old. His legs is gone. He couldn't hurt him. He looked slow. What are you gonna do with Canelo? Y'all stupid for picking him. Y'all only picking him because he plays. It's like you name him, I could do it. I can go. I can tell you what they say. Shit is crazy.
Yep. Even with Abdullah Mason, one of the things that we say about any prospect, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they're at the bottom of the barrel or they're blue chip. We say these guys got to be tested. We don't know if this guy could take a punch. We don't know if he got a chin. We don't know if he could overcome adversity. He got to be tested before we put him in there with the top dogs.
Right.
Then when you see the guy get tested, like Abdullah Mason, get off the deck twice, instead of saying, wow, he took them shots and got back up and knocked this dude the hell out, we say, well, he ain't got no chin. He's chinny. He better stay away from so-and-so.
Right. Right. Exactly.
But I thought we wanted to see him be tested.
Exactly. So, like, again, over here, I hate to be, repetitive, but some things I just got to say. It's always somebody that didn't hit. Forever G's was good, man. It's all about building these guys up, bro. Building the guys up. And lately, what I keep seeing is more and more people expose their lack of love for the sport. Like, I get it, man. Like, people like boxing. And that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm telling you, I really mean this when I say this. I love it. Yo, I'm telling you, when I go, even watching the fights from home, like when I'm calling the fights with y'all, I be enjoying. Y'all don't be like the energy. Y'all be hearing me. I see the right thing. You start hearing me go nuts. That's real. Like, it's authentic energy from like nothing, no sport that comes on get me excited like boxing. You get the little butterflies and shit for people that you like, that you rooting for. Nothing does that. Football, basketball, no other sport does that. Nothing. Boxing. You know what I'm saying? I'm enjoying myself so much. One day, my girl just recorded me she like, look how we just enjoying this. I was just like a kid in a candy store. Like, yes, punch him in the face. Bro, he be excited to see this shit, bro. So that's why when I get here, y'all, a lot of times people go, like, man, you too nice. No, the fuck I ain't too nice. And stop saying that. Because I can show you that I ain't that nice. I'm respectful. I'm adult. Like I'm sensible when I have boxing conversation. Everything ain't gotta be my way or the highway. I don't gotta be right. Boxing ain't always, I don't look at boxing like, oh, the glass is half empty. It's half full over this way. G, you get me all this good boxing. Like, you know what I mean? Tank say boxing dead. People start losing their minds and green. Yeah, Tank is right, but he ain't right, bro. Boxing dead for him. He's speaking for his situation with how he see it. It's dead to him. But it's too much boxing going on. It's alive and well. It's thriving. Ain't shit going on. But we got to do a better job at highlighting what's good with this shit and really educating the people that listen, building this shit up. I can't stress it enough. I just don't get championing a handful of fighters and then shitting on all their contemporaries. And the only way we put these guys up against each other is in these heated ass drawn out debates where neither guys fought each other, and we trying to justify one guy being better than the other by who he fought. Like, they ain't fought each other, so ain't no way for us to know this shit. So again, man, it's all about reporting and speaking on this shit differently, man. Give people a reason to want to watch this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Just we don't even get to that point sometimes where we actually discuss how things can play out hypothetically.
Right.
From a stylistic standpoint, it's more about what this guy's promoter said, what his coach said to Mill City, what this guy's promoter said on the damn Fight Hype interview.
Yeah.
Well, Eddie said.
Right.
That's pretty much what it's devolved into. Oster, some of these guys, they may be a little bit sensitive, but you got to think about how many different opinions are being spit at these guys on a moment's notice. And we all use our phones. Hell, I'm on my phone right now. I'm pretty sure you're on yours.
Right.
But anybody who's getting in there, I don't believe that these guys are mentally soft. It's just a lot to deal with, man. It's a lot to deal with. And you being pulled from every direction, and then you got people who criticize every little thing that you say or do. It's a lot, man. We're not in that space. We don't know what the hell that's like. And hell, we can't call anybody soft because you got a lot of us that just because we disagree about something, we're ready to drop an addy.
Right.
I better not see you out there. And all because I said that fighter A could possibly beat fighter B.
Right.
Hell no, we don't even see half of it. But these guys, they see everything. And then there's a fine line between tough love and just being a dick. And plenty of people are being dicks. And they think it's cool. I don't know why that is.
Right.
But here's the thing though. We shouldn't, nobody should have to be mentally tough.
Right.
That's a nice bonus, but it shouldn't be the prerequisite.
Yeah. Yeah.
If anything, then we could also say that everybody should be respectful.
Right.
You can point out things in a loss and do it in a tactful manner in which you're not just completely dragging somebody.
Right.
Like, damn, the defense wasn't on point, this, that, and the third, so on and so forth. Maybe he could have implemented a different strategy. I don't know what he was doing there. That's cool. But to just completely piss on literal blood, sweat, and tears that have dried.
Yeah, Tay, he tried to ban me from Detroit, bro. They be bugging on your boy, man. And I still challenge somebody to this day to show me or go find a clip for me where I said a hateful word about they superhero favorite fighter. I just don't know why people be flipping like that. Like in this space, you see a lot. And again, it always brings me back to my initial point. The more you fall out, the more people have a problem with your opinion. It tells you some kind of way you kind of discover the level of I don't know. I guess I could say the lack of giving a fuck, right? Like they don't care about the sport that way. That's why they'll argue about everything. That people that don't want to learn and talk like they know it all. They don't like this shit that much. I'm telling you. I just find that out more and more. The more you talk, they want you to champion one guy. If you're not doing it to their liking, then it's like, you don't like him. See, I knew you weren't a fan. I knew you were. Nah. I'm just not about to push lies for you, though. Or we shouldn't all have to think the same way. I'm going on life, everybody on different levels, so a regular person in the street has to be mentally strong no matter who you are. My advice to you is get your mental right. Yeah, but you know what? I think in something like boxing, right, where it's physically demanding, emotionally, right? It just requires so much from you, and you could really still be nothing at it. Then you got to deal with the politics, the business of, and shit not going your right? It's a lot to deal with. Like, I think these fighters be beyond mentally tough, bro. I think they just be, you know what I'm saying? Because these guys, like, imagine fighting all the way until you pro for free, just to continue to have to fight for free. And while you doing that, you trying to make your bones, you making your way through the ranks, and you being talked about crazy by people that can't even throw a damn proper jab. Trashing you. You out here, you ain't even made no money off your damn career yet. You spent money. All you did was spend money, and these people trashing you. Telling you, man, that should get taxing on the brain. You'd be like, bro, I'm about to make some money, get the hell out of here. Telling you, say that you want out, they not tough. Now they are. They just don't want to be a punching bag fat.
Well, I mean, abstaining from things you enjoy, that does require mental toughness.
Yeah.
Most of us who work regular jobs, we can drink our Hennessy, eat our chicken wings, and go on out about our day.
Right.
If you got to make weight, you can't do that. You got some guys who go to the extreme where they're chewing on damn ice cubes. Some of these guys can't even drink water when they're down to the final weight cut.
It's spitting in cups and shit.
Spitting in cups. You got to be mentally tough to do that.
Yes.
You got to be mentally tough to do that.
Facts.
To get up and run every morning, even when you don't feel like it, you got to be mentally tough to do that.
Mm-hmm.
To be sore as fuck from the next day and still show up,
yeah,
you got to be mentally tough to do that.
Yeah.
To be able to fight in front of tens and thousands of people, you got to be mentally tough to do that. Hell, a lot of people can't even speak in public. So imagine being in a position where you could potentially be embarrassed in front of tens and thousands of people. That's a nerve-wracking thing. So I think these guys are mentally tough. The difference between them and us is we don't have people highlighting every single misstep and miscue of our day.
Yeah.
Pull up at your job on a day where you're not having your best day and just pointing out everything that you're doing wrong. Like, nigga, you ain't doing it. You need to be. If you're a damn janitor, hey, nigga, you missed the spot.
No, I'm telling you.
You ain't mopped that floor, right?
I'm telling you, yeah, I see you, Oster 40. I just think it comes down to dudes why. I think to fight 30 fights in a sport that you can't play shows a lot of mental toughness and fortitude, right? You gotta be to even get through those moments when shit not going your way. You could just tap out. Like, you can't do that, right? It's a lot of mental toughness these guys show, but I think we ignore these dudes' whys, or we assume that every fighter we watch is out to be the best fighter in the world or the best fighter ever, or they want to be the GOAT of this generation. They don't. Dudes want to be paid. And if they can also be the GOAT of the generation or be great at the same time, hell yeah, they're going to choose. Why not? But dudes be wanting to be paid.
And most importantly, the people who are paying them need for them to be paid, because them being paid means that they get paid. So if you got a guy, once again, if you got a guy that's slated to make 50 million, how much the hell do you think these people in the suits are about to make? So they need to make sure everything is copacetic with him. It ain't about looking out for his human interest. They just breaking him off his tribute.
Right.
Whatever he stands to make, they stand to make probably triple that. So they got to make sure things go without a hitch. And then with the business of boxing, like you were alluding to, Just, we only see the tip of the iceberg as far as that's concerned. You got a lot of fighters in various disciplines that are going through things behind the scenes. In the MMA tip, I was listening to an interview. It was Ronda Rousey. I had no idea her story was as horrific as it is. Her coach was beating the crap out of her. Broke her jaw in the gym, stay in the woman's place. So you dealing with physical abuse, mental abuse, sexism, a whole lot of things. Even with the fighters, as far as maintaining their public profile, the great Muhammad Ali, somebody who we believe has all the confidence in the world. His second to last fight with Larry Holmes, he tested positive for a diuretic. Why? Because he wanted to have a more slim appearance, because he was having issues with his his thyroid. So he wanted to shed some extra water weight and all that stuff. Dyed his hair black because he didn't want people to see, oh, the great Muhammad Ali got gray hair. So these fighters deal with self-image and all that other stuff as well. So I believe that these fighters are mentally tough as is. Just part of what the job requires. But then it doesn't help when we pile on and put the extra stuff on top of it. Because once again, we can say that a guy had a bad performance without completely crapping on his entire career and his existence. And like Just was alluding to, hanging it over his head.
Right.
That's got to be extremely frustrating. It doesn't matter what you post. It's like, oh, that's why you got your ass whooped by so-and-so. It's like, come on.
And that shit is like, I know that shit could be like, these fighters, man, shit, they humans. You gonna get tired of getting dissed by the people that say they support you. So at some point, we got to tighten up and treat these guys like people. That's all I'm saying. Treat the guys like folks, man, like regular folks, man, because at the end of the day, they regular. Or how much ass they beat. And great point, El Bro said, just like Core being nervous, speaking at Bud, his parade, yeah. And then all he do is fight under the lights, right? And still was a little nervous, right? That shit telling you they real people behind all this shit that we be talking on them. And it's wild.
All that means is that the promoters have done a fantastic job of making these guys appear to be larger than life. They've done a fantastic job. They've duped us into believing that these dudes were just fighting machines.
Right.
They're not human beings.
Right.
Like they get nervous, they get scared.
Right.
Canelo told a story about being nervous before a fight, like so nervous that he had to pee. And he was asking Reynoso to cut his gloves off.
Right.
He's like, I can't cut your gloves off. You're about to go fight. And Reynoso had to assist him in using the restroom. And that's a guy that's got a menacing ass presence in the ring. You wouldn't even think Canelo is getting nervous before a fight.
Right. It's crazy because I think my brother Kyle sent me something from Roly when he was talking about fighting Barroso, and he said it was a point in the fight where he got hit with a body. He said he got hit with a body shot, bro, that hurt it so bad that he was thinking, he was like asking God to get him through it. He said Barroso ain't nobody noticed he was hurt like that. And he said, bro, he was asking God to get him through it. Tell me, you just like little shit. He had a hell of a poker face because you wouldn't have known that he was hurt that way. Like, because I never remember seeing that. I was like, that's crazy, bro. Like, these dudes they go through, talking about mental toughness, bro. They go through some shit. I wanted to pull something up, man. Where is this shit at?
Zab Judah. Remember Zab Judah talking about that body shot he took from Mickey Ward?
Oh, yeah. That shit was funny. That shit funny as hell. That shit is funny as hell.
He was damn near ready to get the hell up out of there.
T Hill, my guy. Ty, what's good with it, Brody? How you feeling, dog? Hold on, I gotta find this joint, man. Is when they interviewed.
And I feel you, Asta. I'm with you, bro. For real. Because life situations are gonna happen. Things are gonna transpire that are gonna shake us, and we gotta bend but not break. But by the same token, life already has enough challenges that we don't have to manufacture shit. These things are gonna occur naturally.
Right. Ryan Garcia, Mike Coppinger, Shady McCoy, and we.
I just wanted to get that up there just to keep us going along because we rolling along. Like I said, I appreciate y'all tuning in because I know my conversations go left, and I do that intentionally. I know nobody's talking about no damn Broner with Tank together, but you see how I did it, and nobody got slandered. You see how hot Paulie was with his assessment. You see how Paulie ain't get shitted on for what he think. See, I ain't sitting up here arguing at my screen about what Paulie's saying. He was hot. You laugh it off. You try to understand where he coming from, and you make your own assessment. And it's crazy. Some of the same things he was saying is shit that I've been saying. That's why I be playing these things, y'all. Like your boy just know a little bit. So I got some sense when it comes to this shit, man. You get me? Because I'm always trying to look at things differently than that typical slanderish kind of, you get what I'm saying, way that people go about calling boxing. So, you know what I mean? I just had a different assessment, man. It's easy to say, oh, they moving this guy like this and they ain't challenging him. Man, you put your money on the line. That's all. Put your paycheck on the line every fucking time. You risk your money every single time out. And then listen to some complete strangers tell you how to get money. Seriously, like it's that deep. You got to look at it. So got to be able to look at things outside of your normal train of thought, right? You got to be able to look at shit differently. So it's easy to say, man, throw him in there with this one. You ain't trying to do this. You ain't trying to do that, man. My last fighter, I was doing that with him. He got his ass beat, and now y'all trashing him every chance y'all get, eating all types of memes. Ain't even looking the same. He done crashed and burned. Now the bags is done slowed up. Now we ain't even eating off him. Now you want me to take another investment after I just learned from, and shout out to Behind the Hands, from two, one being Mickey Bay, the next being Broner. Now I'm supposed to take Tank Davis and fuck up the bag? No, sir. No, sir. At a time where you got Showtime out, Benavidez fighting on Riyadh season cards. You got one of your biggest stars in Tank Davis fighting on the MVP and Netflix joint, right? Got Earl Spence that since he took the fight that people felt like they was advising him to not take. He ain't been in the ring since. I'm tired of saying that. So just pay attention, man. Shit just different, man. The game is the game, as they say, but it's damn sure different, man. It's different. How people operate is just much different. Dudes are not in a rush to fuck up their money, man. Just like y'all not. Get me? It's just like when you ever hear somebody throw out, yo, bet me, and they be like, I don't bet. Yeah, because you don't play with your money like that, right? But you want these dudes is supposed to risk it all because we want to be entertained. Yeah, even if it don't make sense. Nah, he ready for throw him in there. Nah, bro, just don't work like that. I know it don't. Don't work like that. Dudes ain't gonna be getting they fighters knocked upside the head for a couple of fans on the internet. But let's get to this, man, because Boots was on here. He was on this little segment. They've been having Ryan Garcia up here asking questions. And then I think this is the one, if I got the correct video, I think I do, where they grill Boots about the competition. And I'm getting tired of hearing about resumes, but let's get through this, man. Hit the like button, y'all. Sub to the channel if you know, support the grind.
By a man I have been trying to get to sit down for an interview since back in the ESPN that I was doing Max on Boxing like it was 3, 4, 5 years ago. Boots Ennis. What's going on, Boots?
Boots Ennis.
What's going on? What's up?
What's up? Why you been ducking? Where have you been?
I've been chilling, laying low, man, getting ready for my fights.
Before we start with anything, the newsiest thing in the last couple weeks until very recently was you having sparred with Canelo when he was getting ready for Terrence Crawford. What was that like?
It was a great thing. I went out there, as everybody knows, I'm moving up to 154, so why not go out there and put my skills against a 168 pounder and see how I do. It was a great thing. A great experience. I went out there for my first 2 weeks of camp. Got in great shape. For my upcoming fight for this Saturday, and it was a great time. I enjoyed myself.
Philly Boots, what's up, brother? Happy to see you.
Boy, here we go.
I'm just saying, it's always good. I've been waiting for this interview. You haven't been on here. We've been looking for you, but a quick to piggyback off you real quick. When you was training out there with Canelo and camp with him, right, to get him ready for the fight, did you know that Crawford would dominate him like that? Because you guys are kind of similar. People like to say you're because y'all switch hit. Because you feel that might be a good night for Bud just for training against Canelo and seeing how he looked in camp?
I didn't get to see. I didn't watch it or anything, but that was a great victory for Terrence Bud Crawford. He did a historical thing for him, his family, and his team.
Your ass ain't watching. How you know how great it was, Boots? You get on my nerves.
He did a good job.
I love Boots.
He made a big statement.
Yeah, Boots, Mike Coppinger here. Obviously, a lot of people wanted to see
crazy,
you versus.
Right? They called him a hater for not watching it. That wouldn't come to mind. I just think I don't think he was concerned. He ain't fighting either one of them. He know that. Probably was doing something else, occupied at the time. Dudes don't indulge their whole entire life around boxing the way we do. Like, they don't be fans of the shit the way we do because they do it. So
Terrence Crawford, we're not going to get that fight. But now that you're at 54, the fight we want to see, right, is you and Virgil Ortiz. It's been a lot of talk about it happening next year. Are we going to see it?
I did my part. I signed my part, but I fight this Saturday, so main focus is October 11th. We're not looking past nobody. We staying focused on task in hand. Trying to get this money. Trying to make a statement at 154, and then we talk about these other guys after that.
Boneless pieces.
Yo, Boots, what's up, man? I know we never met, but I definitely wanted to ask you, who's your dream fight? Who do you see yourself having a mega fight with in your career that's gonna, transcend you to the next level? Any of the champions, Virgil Ortiz, it's a super fight. Any of the champions at 154. I'm here to make my mark. It's starting this Saturday on October 11th. Okay, cool.
So you got the Ring Magazine belt, which really means you're the champion of a division at welterweight. You have a lot of guys running around here with belts in this, 4 division, 5 division so-called champion, but they never really been the champion of any division, have been the champion of a sanctioning body. You got the Ring Magazine belt as the welterweight champion. Now, it's easy for guys like me to sit up here and talk about the significance of that. Maybe it means something to the fighters. Maybe it doesn't. What does it mean to you?
I mean, everything. You know, I was able to accomplish, you know, one of my goals, and that's to become ring champion. That's one of my favorite belts. So, and being in a historic, you know, I'm in the books basically at 147. You know, and not too many people could say they held the Ring Magazine title. So yeah.
See, that's right.
You know, and I'm glad I'm able to, you know, say I held the Ring Magazine title. I think the last few people that held it at 147 was Bud and Floyd Mayweather and like you know, top guys.
See, when you trace back lineage, guys, of champions in divisions, there are lots of belt holders, but who was the man who beat the man who beat the man, or that man leaves and now a new guy has to establish.
One fight removed, all making a grown man quit on the stool. Had his ass looking like Tommy Pickles and Jason Voorhees with all types of knots and shit. Man, y'all be bugging on Boots, man. I can't wait till he beating your favorite fighter ass at 50.
Established himself as the man. Boots, when you say you're in the record books now, you're right. It's in a different kind of way. You were the welterweight champion of the world. There aren't that many of those guys. What is that in terms of your legacy? What is it? I know we're throwing different names out and you're throwing names out. What is it you're looking to accomplish in boxing other than, of course, making a lot of money? That's your profession. But what is it you're looking to accomplish in terms of your legacy?
My legacy, you know, it's time to, for me, my legacy is to be, you know, collect them belts, you know, be you know, multiple weight division champion, you know, undisputed at 54 if possible, you know, and keep doing it at each and every weight class, 154, 60, and you know, maybe 68. You know, that's my goal, you know, and to fight these top guys. And you know, it's gonna happen, you know, one by one. We're gonna bring them.
Yeah, Boots, and this Saturday you're gonna have your first fight at 154 against Lima. Lima, fifth straight fight as an underdog on the road. Why did you pick him?
I never forget, y'all. I was at the Prudential Center watching Core fight, right? And bro, I had, because of something that'll mess a fight up, if you got the wrong people sitting by you. I had the right people sitting by me, bro. Man, the entire arena was rolling up. First of all, this shit was hilarious, bro. It was like you hear the little thing come on the loudspeaker about how you got to be a certain amount of feet away from the building where you smoke. Then you proceed to see clouds of smoke going up everywhere. And people just smoking like they supposed to. And then I'm just, as the fight going on, it's a dude that's like a row behind me, but off to the side. And he is Shakur fan. Everything, he just every couple seconds, and he'd be like, pop his ass, Shakur. Like, I got a recording somewhere in my phone where you can hear the dude in the back saying it, bro. That shit, I don't know what it was, but this shit just had me crying, laughing, bro. He just kept saying this shit. Pop his ass, Shakur, just randomly, it just yell it out. And I'm like, bro, this dude, shout out. And then there was a guy that fought like early on the one of the first fights. And he had family members there, bro. Them dudes was drunk and they was going nuts. I mean, I'm talking, it was like a sidebar comedy show with the fights. This shit was wild. They was drunk, telling their cousin, hurry up, man, knock his ass out. We got work. They going nuts. No, they was from the town because you could tell, man. But that, I'm telling you, it was nothing like fight energy, bro. Talking shit to the fans. My girl, she was out the last fight we was at. She out there speaking Spanish, bro. I'm like, she wilding, like she got rows of people laughing. She's speaking in Spanish to people. I'm like, yo, she not even Spanish, bro. She's speaking Spanish. I'm like, man, I'm telling you, fight energy just brings something out you, bro. I'm telling you, and it's nothing like it. Nothing.
I'm glad to be able to fight, a top 10 guy, at 154. He's very confident, and I'm, he, like you said, he a road warrior. So, he been beating some of these guys. So, I'm glad to have a confident guy in front of me, and I'm going to show the world,
Ain't nothing like it, bro.
the new boots at 154.
Talk about the
Benny
new
Briscoe, Joe Frazier, Bernard Hopkins. Okay. You have some Philadelphia fighters. It's one of the great fight towns in the world. Is that something that is important to you to establish yourself as the next great Philadelphia fighter.
What else? What else we gonna call him?
Not only just great in Philly, just great in the world, and it's gonna start on Saturday. You know, like I said, we're gonna knock them down one by one. You know, just keep it on one by one, each bowling pin, and you know, it's gonna be they're gonna see, the world gonna see.
So you know, we talked about certain names. You have received a lot of criticism. I mean, what can you do at times? Like someone online is going to criticize you. But you have received criticism in the boxing press and in the boxing kind of echo chamber about not fighting top fighters or not doing everything you can to make fights with top fighters. Do you have a response to that criticism?
I ain't got nothing to say. You know, like I said,
boxing kind of echo chamber about not fighting.
I want to make sure people.
You have received a lot of criticism. I mean, what can you do at times? Like someone online is going to criticize you, but you have received criticism in the boxing press and in the boxing kind of echo chamber about not fighting top fighters or not doing everything you can to make fights with top fighters. Do you have a response to that criticism?
I ain't got nothing to say. You know, like I said, we're gonna bring them in one by one. Yeah, we're gonna set everybody up one by one.
Jaron,
everybody.
We appreciate that you let your hands do the talking. You go in there and paint Picasso's, belt the ass, making dudes quit. But damn, respond to your haters one time, man. They gotta get off your back, man. Even if you let them know, tell them all those people that's talking, I hear them. Just sit patient, say something. Don't say I don't got no response. Yeah, you do. They gotta put some respect on your name, man. I'm not trying to hear shit. Ah, man, he ain't bought nobody, man. Hey, 38, almost 30 years old. He got 35 fights. He ain't dead. Shut up. Your favorite fighter is on deck. Telling you, your favorite fighter is probably gonna be in trouble when you get on the other side of that dude. If I'm wrong, y'all can clown me. We can cry and laugh about it. But man, I feel confident about Boots, and I'm either be real right or real wrong. And either way, I don't give a damn. Boots, beat his ass, man. Lima beans is what they call him. Turn his ass to a pinto bean. We ain't about to play. What? Stomp a mud hole in his ass. I tell Canelo stomp a mud hole in them, Boots. That man sat up here and tried to dress it up. Yeah, man, you've been criticized in the echo chamber about the lack of competition and fighting time. Hey, Boots, man, we ain't going for that shit. You should have told me, hey, Max, I know what you're doing, Max. Tell Virgil I'm beating his ass when we line it up, but I'm beating his ass. Damn, I turn his pinto beans, lima beans, vegetable beans, black-eyed pea beans. I don't eat them shits, but green beans, beat his ass. Don't matter what kind of beans he gonna be, man. You get what I'm saying? Boots just gonna have a whole. It's gonna be a whole lot. It's gonna be beans all over the place. Boots gonna have gas after he done with lima beans. I'm trying to tell you, bro. All types of gas. Beat his ass, Boots, because they need to put some respect on your name. They act like you don't want to fight nobody because the fight's not happening on their terms. The hell with that. Virgil can't say he ducked you, even though he did. We probably gonna get to that too. He said you ducked him, or you said no, but nah, they gotta put some respect on my guy Boots' name, man. He ain't ducking shit. He ain't turning down shit but his collar.
I've received criticism in the boxing press and in the boxing kind of echo chamber about not fighting top fighters or not doing everything you can to make fights with top fighters. Do you have a response to that criticism?
Goes lower. Pinto beans.
I ain't got nothing to say. You know, like I said, we're gonna bring them in one by one, and we're gonna set everybody up one by one. Just everybody be patient, and make sure you tune in Saturday, and then we're gonna take it from there.
You said it. You said, you said it, Boots. You said it. Hey, man, just be patient. One by one, we're gonna reel them in there. Hey, Virgil, you heard that shit? Huh? Who else they saying something? Shout out to Greg Haggard. He said Jamel Charlo might be Boots' toughest fight. Hey, Charlo, you heard that shit? Huh? Abbas Farouk, did you hear that shit? Huh? One fight at a time. He on y'all asses. Hey, just be patient. Hey, Boots, I felt like you was talking to me. You don't know me, but I felt like you was talking to me because this is what I've been trying to tell these people, Boots. See? That's why you got to come to the platform. I know you're a little bit better than you think. See? Told people, y'all got to just be patient, man. This man here, all this shit. Y'all asses is going to be whooped. Get what I'm saying? You see that little smirk on his face? He know he about to beat one of y'all favorite fighters up. Watch. He know it's just a matter of time before he beat one of y'all favorite fighters up. And I think they got a plan for him. They trying to get him a title. And as long as you chasing names and titles of both, I can't be mad at Jaron Boots. And hey, Boots, lima beans for dinner, bro. I hope you like lima beans, bro. I hope you like lima beans. I don't. I know right off the bat. Matter of fact, I hope you don't like lima beans so you could destroy them shits when you get up in there. You hear me? Huh? I want to see you scrape the plate out there Saturday. Beat his ass, bro. I want him to beat this dude so convincingly that people just stop talking shit for a second and just take time to marvel at the ass whooping that you about to dish out Saturday. Belt to ass boots. I'm nicknaming them belt to ass boots and on mixtape boots. Y'all was trying to call them Jaron easy fights Ennis. We ain't going for that. But yeah, belt to ass boots. Whoop his ass boots. They trying to say because you 28 and got 30 plus fights that you supposed to be fighting the killers. They trying to say, because you had a title down there or you had titles down there at 47 that you was supposed to just move up to 54 and just fight a champion. Even though you try to fight tougher guys, dude said it wasn't, the money wasn't right. Then you end up in there with lima beans. Cook his ass, go take you a dump, pass you some gas, and get on to the next one, man. We need to see this Virgil shit, Boots. We need to see Virgil head on the stick. And I love Virgil, but we just need to see the fight because I want to see.
All right, Boots Ennis, thank you for finally sitting down with me. I've been trying to get you on the air for years now. The elusive Boots Ennis.
Not like interviews.
Appreciate you guys.
Good luck, Boots. I'll see you this weekend, dog. Put that show on for the sea like you always do.
Yo, we beat up. Yo, I'm telling you, and one minute, I gotta reach out to Boots, man. Nah, man, we gonna have to get Greg and YSM on the line, bro. Like Boots don't like interviews, but he gotta come talk to a real. Got to, man. Got to, bro. I'm out here, man. Like they are now. You glazing Boots. Now I don't know why you like Boots. Ain't this Boots will beat you up? Your favorite fighter, the dog, the cat, the fish you got in the little bowl, like all that. It beat your whole house up. You know what I'm saying? All right, put some respect on Boots' name, man. It literally beat your whole house up, bro. Ain't no 50-50 fights. But Boots out there, that's only Crawford. Alphabet boxing, nah, that shit is. Virgil Ortiz, 50-50 fight. Jamel, Charlo, if he's in the swing of things, that's a 50-50 fight. You got Bakram out there that can't get a fight. It's just, you got the Fonduras of the world. You got Keith Thurman still floating around. Bro, it's some people out there. It's some people out there. There's some people out there. There's some 50-50 fights alphabet boxing.
Yeah, Reeve. Cameron Duncan was known to move his fighters along very cautiously. Rest in peace to him, though.
Rest in peace. And that's what I'm saying. I get you alphabet boxing, but he got some 50-50 fights out there. We don't want to do that because that Virgil definitely is that. It's not a guarantee that he wins that fight. I'm just confident in his ability. I think stylistically, Boots can be a damn headache for dudes. Like, again, I don't know about you, Antler, but I was speaking about it before with Boots. He's one of the few people that when he say, like, what you going to what to expect? I'm going to just go out there and do this, X, Y, Z, and have some fun out there. He is one of the few talents that when he's fighting, he clearly having fun. He clearly having fun. Like, he's clearly having fun, bro. And it's crazy. Like, he clearly be, and that shit makes him dangerous. Like it's like, all right, maybe you feel like he'll make a mistake, maybe be too lax and it'll be to his own detriment, but that don't be the case. He has fun and it allows him to operate in like, smooth, like he be swimming in there and it just be fluid, like the moves, and he be having his mind made up. When Boots get in his bag, it's a scary sight, man. It's bad for the opposition. That dude is like, I don't know, he be painting a Picasso. It's really poetry in motion. It's like an ass whooping. You get what I'm saying? Like painting an ass whooping with gloves. And one mixtape. It's like making a mixtape with boxing gloves on. With you and the next person. Like, the shit is something different, bro. My bad, John. Oh, boy. All right, there we go. Just saying that you get in the ring with a 50-50 fight. I know you're going to beat all these dudes with this. All right, feel me? So, yeah. Crawford different. Agent 17. What's good, family? Brandon Adams still a dark horse in the division. Hey, Brandon Adams as well. He just beat Boychuk, who we thought would have made a good fight for Boots, but he got beat up.
twice. Well, this time he got beat up. First time he got sparked.
Right.
Ooh, that was a nasty left hook. Brandon Adams could fight his ass off, man.
Right.
And he got dimension to his game. We seen him. He could fight on the back foot. He could fight on the inside. That fight that he had with Andreas Casarakis was a hell of a fight.
Mm-hmm. What you think about Brandon Adams' motor? He can go, man. Like Boachuk couldn't. I was thinking maybe he'd try to wear this guy. He couldn't do it. Brandon Adams beat him up. He really beat Boachuk up and like just stuck. It looked like Virgil Ortiz had a tougher time. Looked like Virgil had a tougher time with Boachuk. Get dropped and shit. Like Brandon Adams, like he had his number, bro. It didn't look like, this is a rematch. It looked like, bro, this is the first time you fighting him. You ain't familiar with him. And he beating you up. Like it was really strange, really strange. But I like his motor, bro. I just like his willingness to, like his ability to respond, should I say, and react. He ain't about to just let you drown him. And
he's not going to do that. Not only is he going to provide resistance, but he's also going to give you a little bit more too. I'll say this though, I can see where you're coming from as far as it not looking like a rematch for Boachuk. On the other hand, it definitely looked like a rematch for Brandon Adams. Brandon Adams looked like he was able to do whatever the hell he wanted to do. It was his building, and Boachuk is just paying rent. You know what I'm saying? Because that dude, the first fight, he beat him off the back foot, ran him into a damn left hook. The second fight, he beat him up on the inside. So it's like, wherever you want to fight, we can do this on the outside, we can do this mid-range, we can do this inside. I'm better than you in all three phases, however you want to do it. And then I was surprised he didn't use his legs a little bit more, because one thing about Boachuk is this. Boachuk is another one of them dudes like Bakram Murtazaliev, where they tough as hell in the straight line. Them dudes are juggernauts. But them guys are easily outmaneuvered. If you want to pivot around them, step over and all that, the world is your oyster. We seen it happen with Michael Fox. Michael Fox should have got the nod, in my humble opinion. He was out there just outfoxing this dude. No pun intended. He was slick as hell. He was turning him the whole night, check hooking him to death. He was doing whatever the hell he wanted to do from the outside, Michael Fox. So I thought that Brandon Adams was going to do a repeat of the first fight, but nope. Came in there and pressed his ass out. But then also, I knew that Brandon Adams had that in his tool bag because of the damn Andreas Casarakis fight. And I'll also say this. Brandon Adams gave a prime Jamal Charlo a competitive fight as well. That fight wasn't a blowout. Gave him some damn good resistance. So Brandon Adams, he can definitely go. And hell, I think I probably knew that from the Contender Series. The last time they did the Contender on Epics, he won the whole tournament. When they had him and Shane Mosley Jr., they had this dude named Apollo Kid on there. I can't remember who else was on there. This dude, Morgan Fitch, if I'm not mistaken. R.I.P. to brother Nazim Richardson. He was one of the coaches on the show. But Brandon Adams was getting busy, man. That dude can fight. He can fight inside, outside, everything, yo. Dude can do it. Do it all. I think the Virgil Ortiz fight with Boachuk, the night of, I had it a lot closer than when I rewatched it. When I rewatched it, I was like, Boachuk, he had his moments, but he wasn't really able to string anything together with any real consistency.
Nope.
And that's the thing with him. It's like he's either gonna dominate you. It's like kind of like no in between with him. But I think a lot of it just has to do with just like his limitations as a fighter. He's definitely somebody that I would consider straight up and down. You know what I mean? Boachuk. He tough as hell. He come forward. He got heavy hands. That's it. He don't be out. He ain't gonna feint and draw a reaction out of you and drill you with a shot. He ain't gonna take the half step back, make you come up short, come over the top or something. He just press, and punch. That's all he do. But it does make for exciting fights.
Then Adams beat a TV boxer show. He's still relevant to this day. Yeah, Brandon Adams been surviving for a while, man. Brandon Adams a little tricky guy, man, and he could fight. He just can fight. Strong-willed guy, man. He could fight. I like Brandon Adams, but back to Boots, man. I thought it was funny how Max asked him about. Shout out to Kelly Storm about Max asked him about the competition. Man, Boots said, "Hey, man, look, I ain't got nothing to say, man. It's coming though, because I think it makes sense not to sit up here and make a bunch of empty promises, knowing that the fights ain't gonna be next anyway, because you ain't in control of that for real. And the other side, on the other side, bro, you gotta look at what you hearing from the Virgil camp, right? They sounded like they got plans too, where he don't run our career. They don't tell us when to fight. That's how his dad was talking. So you hear. What I get is they're not on the same page yet. Even when Virgil did the Akin Barak interview, he said he heard that Boots turned him down. That second and third hand information be sus sometimes, and you don't be hearing it from the horse's mouth. You got to take it with a grain of salt. But all that tells me is when you see miscommunication like that going on, either somebody ain't ready or the fight itself ain't exactly ready to be put together just yet. Because when it is, it's going to be better communication. It shouldn't be, oh, I heard he said no. Like, what the fuck you mean you heard? Do you know? Like, that's what I'm saying, bro. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm thinking the wrong way because I don't box. But, bro, if I'm Virgil Ortiz, I know I can get Boots' number. We going to figure this shit out. We're not going to be playing these games, bro. We're not going to be playing this he said, she said shit. Nah, man, I heard he said he didn't want it. And Boots said that shit never happened. And he heard that he said he didn't want it. Then he said, then it's like, bro, what's going on? So, come on, Eddie. Don't let 154 just be another division for Boots. Make sure that you put him in position. Hosted 40 was good with him, my guy. Was good with him, man.
I'm with you, man. I want to see that. That's a damn banger, Charles Conwell. I like to see him bounce back.
Man. Let's get the lights.
Throw him up in there with Brandon Adams. That's a hell of a fight right there. Mm-hmm. Both of them dudes physical. Charles Conwell, he's very physical. Brandon Adams, we seen what he can do. That's a hell of a fight right there, man.
It is.
Why not?
It is.
And I want to say this too, real quick, before I forget, Just, because you just said something that I think is important on both ends. Remember when it was announced that there was an agreement for Boots and Virgil Ortiz to fight at 154. It seems like on both sides there are lapses in communication between the camps. So the fighters are hearing one thing, the public is hearing another thing, and we don't know what the hell is going on. And it seems like everybody's on a different page.
Right.
Because Boots is like, hey, if you ain't hearing from me, it ain't legit.
Right. Nah, 0-40, you good, bro. It's all good, man. I'm a junkie, bro. I'm definitely interested. Keith Thurman has been one of the best talents since he been in boxing. He still is to this day until somebody prove otherwise. I lost over Manny Pacquiao. Don't change my pain to Keith. And hell yeah, I'm interested in seeing him go in there and try to fight that damn NBA 2 guard. Hell yeah. And speaking of that, thank you. This is why we got the chat. Shout out to my brother Adam McQueen. So look, they be trying to say Boots is being protected too, but I just feel like it's a matter of time with Boots. That's all I can say, and that's all because I refuse to think that he feels as though he can exist and accomplish what he's trying to accomplish without fighting any of those guys. Don't seem logical. Just don't. Yeah, I heard that he might vacate. I hearing this a rumor yet though, man. Keith got the ultimate mouthpiece. Keep talking shit. So look. We gotta talk about it. I think this is the clip right here from Tim Bradley because he did a little breakdown on the front.
Tim does on Bradley. You know we out here getting this work right now. You see that face started thin up. Ooh, I see some of the comment section. Y'all see me? I've been working. Yeah. Hey, it's all about
hit the like
diet.
button, y'all.
That's what it's about. It's about the diet, man. Yeah, the work helps, but the diet, that's the most important thing. But anyways, that's not why I want to do this damn video, man. Ooh, I got newfound evidence. Ooh, y'all gonna want to hear this. Shoot, Keith Thurman ain't got nothing for Fedora. Oh, you heard it here first. Yep, Fedora might even knock his ass out. Oh yeah, I've been studying the Keith Thurman all morning versus Southpaw. Man, 40-year-old Manny Pacquiao, I watched that Keith Thurman fight. Keith was at his absolute peak then, right? Ain't lost, none of that. Yeah, he was supposed to beat Manny Pacquiao. He couldn't beat a 40-year-old Pacquiao. He ain't beating a damn young Fundora. Hell no. With all that speed and that length, and that punching power coming from Fundora and that work rate, that's all it was for Pacquiao, was work rate. Pacquiao put those combinations together, had him on his bike. Yeah, And you got what that boy Keith Thurman, bagging out with his hands down. Yeah, trying to get away. Yeah. You can't do that with Fundora. Hell no, man. And this ain't the Keith Thurman of the old. This a different Keith Thurman now. A little bit more mature. Yeah, a little bit more, probably more economical, right? We didn't get a chance to see him, fight against somebody with good stature, right? We saw him over in Australia. Yeah, he looked good. He passed the time, right? Because the dude he fought, he found out real quick the dude didn't like body shots. Once he started going to his body, he was a wrap. But Fundora, tough as they come, determined like a mug, let them hands go, punching power, got that length, got that size, got that height. Man, he finna put it on Keith Thurman. Yeah, it might be a stoppage, a brutal stoppage, but yeah, you heard it here. Y'all know what time it is, man. I'm 24/7. I'm in this boxing shit. I'm looking at boxing 24/7. I see Thurman weaknesses, man. Yeah, does he have a puncher's chance? Of course. Anybody that punch has a puncher's chance. Absolutely, they have a puncher's chance. But I think it's highly unlikely. Shoot, if Keith Thurman couldn't hurt no damn Manny Pacquiao, I don't think he gonna hurt no damn young Fundora, man, who has shown the granite chin since he's been knocked out. Yeah, since he's been knocked out, he's shown a granite chin. He took a punch from Tim Tszyu, and Tim Tszyu was cracking. And Tim Tszyu was a natural 54-pounder. You know what I'm saying? Thurman coming up. Yeah, and Thurman's been active, right? Yeah. Thurman finally about to fight a real threat, right? And just look at the history of Thurman and how long he been out the ring and so on and so forth. Fundora been on the road. He been on a damn roller coaster, up and down, and been traveling and been doing his damn
power
thing.
start getting
Yeah,
tested though after a
Fundora
while.
all day long. If you want to put a little hamburger bet, just because it's boxing, go ahead and put a hamburger bet. Just a little hamburger bet on Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying? Hope and pray to the boxing gods that he can pull this off. But the real bet is with Fundora. Fundora is going to stop Keith Thurman. That's what I'm predicting. Anyways, that's my time, and I'm out.
You love it. I love it with Keith, man. I mean, with Tim. He said Keith might get slappy. Man, look, I hated that he had to make this video, man, because he already got my little feelings about what could happen in that fight. Hey, Fundora, I'm just letting you know. Even though this ain't gonna get back to you, and y'all better not go tag him and tell him I said it either. Hey, Fundora, I'm just letting you know. You knock Keefy out, man. We on your ass, man. Because he already cut the ponytail. His strength was in the ponytail, but he's still punching out there a little bit, like D. Grady said. Still got that punching power, but I don't know, man. It's a dangerous fight for him. He beat up Brock Jarvis. He looked good doing that. Fundora is going to be a whole different kettle of fish for him. Really super long, tall guy. I just would like to know who Keith Thurman sparring with to prepare for that damn shooting two-guard, NBA two-guard that he about to fight. Shit going to get crazy. Like, he got to – if you keep Thurman, you want to try to knock him out, yo. You want to try to catch him like Mendoza did. Set him up with something, walk him into a shot. Something and lay his big ass out. If you trying to box him, that's an extremely difficult fight to win. Knock his ass out, bro. Like him, I don't know which one is the giraffe. Is it Hamza's? Nah, Hamza's arrives like the giraffe off Madagascar. He did, yo. Edgar Berlanga gets some points for that, yeah. He called her. He said, "Fucking giraffe." He played the Jurassic Park music, and he was wild. If only if he could have backed some of that shit up. And he said he better spar Michael Watts. He better go spar like somebody, bro. He better go get a shoe guard or something. Tell him to stand in there with you. God damn, fighting a damn 2 guard, bro. Yeah, Fundora, if you knock Keith out, yo, we on your ass, bro. We ain't gonna appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, but if you Keith, all jokes aside, if you Keith, you gotta try to knock his big ass out. I think it's really dangerous to give a guy that's that tall, that long, and he can fight, and he's better in the inside than most tall guys. Keith Thurman has to knock his ass out. I don't even know what range he tried to fight this big ass dude at. Damn. Why do he box? He better go dunk a basketball or something, bro. Damn, bro. Nah, because I'm sitting here thinking now, bro, like this could be the end of an era, bro. I might shed a tear. He knocked Keith out, bro. Nah, bro. He knocked Keith out. I might shed a tear, y'all. He can't do that. Nah, don't knock Keith out. Nah, he can't do that.
The death of a dynasty, PBC as we knew it.
I'm telling you. Charlo MIA, Spence MIA,
Robert Easter retired and shit.
You gonna knock out Keith? Yeah, we're gonna have to take it. We're gonna have a problem, Fundora. You're gonna have to do that shit you did against Mendoza or something. Like, yeah, do that. Because Keith would catch you. Keith would catch you. And Mendoza did an interview not too long ago, man. I think he trying to get back in the mix too. Fundora got the Bacoli uppercuts. Hell yeah, somebody that tall usually don't generate that kind of leverage from in close. He do. And he learned how to fight behind it. Don't come. You can't use your jab, yo. Don't somebody tell him, bro. Out of the core. You can't use your jab, Fundora. That's already cheating. Yeah, you just can't. You just got to throw hooks and uppercuts. No jabs. In streets. Like, no jabs, bro. That shit cheating, all right? Because I said so. It's not a fair fight if you start jabbing from way back there. You know what I'm saying? There's no way that you should be able to be in the neutral corner and damn near be able to jab Keith Thurman from right there. That's wild. Just need you to know that. So that's already sounding like it's not a fair fight, bro. I need you go out there and make the mistakes that you made against Mendoza. Leave that chin exposed and let one time be one time, one more time. You'll be a hero for it, man. Nah, I know you won't. They'll have you in meme land in no time, talking crazy shit. But nah, man, it's going to be a dangerous fight for Keith Thurman. Even if he was 100% in his prime, it still would be a dangerous-ass fight. There's nobody like that in boxing. Sebastian Fundora is a bit of an anomaly, if I'm being honest. And he can actually box. He can fight. He's been tested. He's like a coconut long boy. Remember them candies? He reminded me of like Mr. Fantastic, the stretch dude. He ain't giving me the Goslin vibes. Bro says Saga, my Saga Street Fighter. Nah, to me, he's more like Goslin, I guess, if I had to say it. Long body ass, man. But it's a tricky fight. The whole problem is going to be the range. What range do you try to fight somebody that tall at? And where do you find success at? How early? Because he need it. You got to touch his chin, bro. You got to make him think, man. Like, slow him down, that big, tall dude. You punch him. He going to try to leave you in the dirt, Keith, but we can't go for that, all right? We got other plans, Keith. So you get me? Don't go soft. Don't go light on him. You know what I'm saying? Beat his ass, Keith.
This is a fight where positioning is going to be the most critical.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to come down to positioning. Look at the way that Brian Mendoza was able to touch him up.
Mm-hmm.
He was angling himself right outside Fundora's lead.
Right.
Stay away from that damn left hand. So if he is going to use it, he got to try to punch across his body. You ain't going to be able to generate that type of power that he needs.
Yeah.
Just keep turning him.
Mm-hmm.
Stay on the outside of his jab, not the outside as far as range, but the angle.
Right.
When you shoot that jab, get low, man. Get to that body. Man. Keith was talking about chopping down the tree. That's how you got to do it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, do not be no sitting duck for that tall, long guy. That shit gonna be an awkward, ugly fight if you let him just beat you up like that. Yeah, Keith, if he punch you in your stomach real hard and you feel like you about to poop or boo-boo, just spit them out. Peace out. We seen you do that trick a couple times. You better
Yo.
Your mind, bro.
The thing with that, Kelly Storm, is this. Diego Corrales didn't have that long of a reach. He was taller than Floyd, See, Fundora got the height and he got the reach.
Right.
I think he's got like a 10-inch reach advantage over Keith in this fight. Something crazy like that. I gotta go check.
Yeah, right, Oster, man. He going box, man. He got to. He got a box. Keith got a box, bro. Got a box. Got a box this dude. Got a box. Dexter was good with it, fam. Look, double tap that screen, that like button, sub to the channel, y'all. We're gonna cook for
11 on the dot. 11 on the dot, Just. I just checked it. Just did the Googles. Fundora got an 80-inch reach. Keith got a 69.
Oh, shit. Damn, man. See, Keith, yo. I don't know what to tell you at this point, bro. It's just not. The more I think about it, the less I feel like it's a fair fight. This shit ain't right. Shit ain't right, bro. That was the worst beast, man. This shit is not right, man. Spin this tree like Carver spin Canelo. I'm telling you, man. I just want him to have the presence of mind to punch this dude in his face if he leave his chin exposed. Like, try to knock him out, man. You gotta try to try to be one time that night, bro. Knock his ass out, bro. I'm telling you, a boxing match gonna be grueling. I don't know. I feel like he still got the legs in his gas tank, but I just don't know how he's gonna look in the back end of a fight fighting a 2-guard. I don't know.
I'm with you, Tate, but the one thing that would concern me about a strict adherence to the high guard is leaving the body available. And we done seen Keith hurt to the body versus Josecito Lopez,
right?
Luis Colasso,
right?
Hell, what's my man's name? Barrios hurt him to the body.
Right.
Now Keith typically can survive, but it's like, how the hell do you get away from a guy with a 11-inch reach advantage?
Right.
You could be a damn foot away from him, and he could still touch you. It's gonna be hard to survive that if he gets hurt to the body.
That's an absolute fact.
He might have to go for the gusto as soon as the bell rings. Just sprint out there and try to hit him with his best shit and set the tone from there.
Telling you, you gotta try to hurt this dude, man. You can't let him get crazy in there with you, man. Can't let him get crazy in there, bro. Can't let him do it. Get his ass, G.
Try to disrupt his timing, maybe hit him with some feints, get him to commit to the jab. Because the one thing about Fundora, he has been using his jab a lot more, but he got them slow ass feet. Even in that last fight with Tim Tszyu, his nose was busted. Tim Tszyu was coming over the top of that jab with the right hand. So,
right,
got to be explosive. Yeah. Hopefully, Keith's legs are. You know what I mean? They afford him the explosiveness that he needs.
He gonna need them. He need them legs to be on point. Gonna need to box this dude and move and be a move. Now you can't be a stationary target. You gotta, you know what I mean? Maneuver around a bit with this dude. That shit gonna get spooky. I think it's gonna get spooky, but man, credit to Keith for taking a challenge like this late in his career. That's why I be saying these dudes don't be scared of nobody. You fight Fundora, you'll fight anybody. I think I'm dead serious. You fight Fundora right now, you'll fight anybody. You will fight anybody, man. Hopefully his hands heal. Yeah, I hope he's close to 100% Taz that he could possibly be going into a fight like this because he's gonna need every percent and then some. I'll switch gears for a second, man. I know this is something we've been talking about for a while, man. Shout out to Fight Hype. Lamont Roach been making his rounds. I was talking about this a little bit earlier. I've spoke on this before, and I'm still, I guess I'm not even surprised because anything in boxing that's toxic, it just doesn't surprise me. But I'm going to say it like I've been saying it. Why are y'all so mad at Lamont Roach? Why are people so mad at a guy for fighting a great fight, taking advantage of the notoriety, making his runs? He felt like he got disrespected. You got people arguing with this man about everything. Y'all keep saying Tank changed his life. I know I disagree. And y'all know I don't disagree with people, but y'all got to stop saying that. Tank didn't change his life. He changed his life. Peter went out there and got Frank Martin. You think everybody would have been wanting to interview him? No. So that's how crazy y'all fans are. Y'all so delusional. Y'all don't even want to give a man credit for what he earned. It ain't Tank that put him in the position. He put himself in position. He fought him. Yeah, he gave him the opportunity, which y'all also don't want to admit to. And I had a little short clip because Tank had said something like, in regards to fighting him, he had made a comment about fighting this dude. Where is it at? And it was saying, when he went on the Jay Hill podcast, went on that podcast with dude, what's the dude named Jay Hill, I think it was. Like, look what he said.
He was the one that was calling, saying that he wanted to fight. And it's like, why not help him, you know? Yeah, help his situation. And I like that, right? But during these press conferences, you give him he was the one that...
Yeah, he's talking about, but he's about to say, but you give him a lot of respect in the press conferences. See, he said he's the one calling, talking about the fight, so why not change the situation? And that's it in a nutshell, bro. Ain't no magic way, ain't no none of that. That's just that simple. That same calling and shit that he said he was doing, that's already been done by other people, but it ultimately comes down to the guy that's in the driver's seat. You get what I'm saying? So that caught my ear, should I say? You know what I'm saying? Saying that, like, why not help his situation? But let's get to this. Let's hear what Lamont Roach had to say, because these interviews ain't doing nothing but pissing his haters off. I'll keep doing them if I was him.
Fight Up TV. Hey, just spoke with you just moments ago before you got here. Obviously, we'll get into Gervonta talk, but Pitbull Cruz, dangerous fighter just as for yourself. But how confident you feel you can knock him out? Obviously, going to 140 pounds this time around.
I mean, I'm confident I can knock anyone out. But, my goal and objective is to get the win. If the opportunity presents itself, I'll definitely take it, and I'll go to extreme measures to take it too.
I asked Pitbull just before this that there's one thing you have in common. The rematch for Gervonta Davis. You both don't have that. Didn't get the opportunity of a rematch for Gervonta. Told me right before this that you feel like he's going to retire. You're not looking ahead, obviously, but do you feel like that's going to be the last option for Gervonta, just retiring? You're not going to get that, and what would it be next?
I mean, I'm not personally worried about that. Like, we moved on. So, like, if it comes, that's a big if. Like the rematch was a big if. We were in camp for that, so it was an if. Like I said, he pulled out of the fight that we were contracted to do. He went to the circus show fight, and he said he was going to retire. I believe him.
Why do you say he's a circus?
So that's the problem. He pulled out a fight that there was contractually obligated to fight. I'm guessing this is his issue with Tank. This is his problem. This is why he talked about arbitration. But it's just crazy how people act like this would even be a thing if it wasn't for bad business being done. People not even genuine enough to admit that it was bad business being done.
Circus show fight.
It's just for shits and giggles. Jake Paul's fucking 200 pounds, and he's whatever he is. So
I spoke to Roberto Diaz over in Florida. And I know he's part of your team. He was a little bit upset when all that news came out. He called it a duck. Would you call it a duck?
For sure. You can call it a spade, for sure.
Spade.
We're contracted to fight, and you go and take another fight. You breach that contract, and you go take another fight. That's a clear duck. I mean, obviously. So.
And I understand Lamont Roach's frustration period. I had some shit signed. You promoted it. You got a date, and you went another direction. Some people think the jail stint has something to do with why the rematch didn't happen. I think he wasn't planning on rematching him anyway. I think his first initial response was the real one when he said, I'm not fighting him next. He was talking about Lamont Roach. He was talking about the guy being in the locker room. Y'all know the story, but at the end of the day, that's why Lamont Roach is mad. He got a reason to be. I don't know how any fan could be mad at this dude right now. It's just weird. And he don't even talk super crazy. He respectful.
There's an article that came out that said that
you feel a real one. He stood up to the bully. People don't get it.
The rematch did not take place. Do you stand
15, 16, 1 underdog. And we mad at him for not going away.
I feel disrespected towards the disrespect.
It's crazy, right? Because they'll say a Tank make all these stars, make people big, but then they won't even allow him to enjoy the notoriety that came with fighting one of the biggest names to a controversial draw. It's like they just want him to just disappear. Oh, just be happy he gave you the opportunity. No other fighter do I hear people say that about their opponents. They just need to be happy he gave them an opportunity. Oh, he changed his life. And I said it earlier, and I'm gonna say it again. Lamont Roach changed his fucking life, bro. He changed his life with that performance. That's what you do when you stand on business. That's not Tank. Tank would have smoked him. Regular ass opponent. People still wouldn't be asking to interview him. He probably wouldn't even be fighting Pitbull up at no 140. But yet still he is. Broly, what it do, fam?
Pointed towards me, or that was, on his behalf. And if you don't know, just coming out of the mouth or saying socially, publicly, disrespectful things, mentioning my family, shit like that. I don't take too kindly to that. And I never will. I will always stand on 10 about that. So, that's not hyping a fight up. That's just disrespect. That's outside of boxing. And don't go there with me. That's all I'm saying. So that's where the disrespect lies. And then he just did bad business. When it comes to the rematch, he did bad business.
Tank fans think the only one that could be disrespected is Tank.
This whole big commotion about it. It wouldn't be so much rah-rah about it.
I was there at the press conference with for your first one, the first fight for Gervonta and yourself.
Hit the like button.
After that, a lot of people were saying, and I think you noticed it too, that Gervonta was more out than in mentally in the boxing fight, and now we're seeing what's going on. Do you feel like he's more out than in boxing overall, and maybe that check that he's gonna get with Jake Paul is just?
I don't know. Let me tell you this. Let me ask you guys this. If he would have won the fight, would we be hearing all this? Oh, 1 foot in out, 1 foot out shit? No, I don't think so. Not at all. So let's just nip that in the bud. Let's not make that an excuse. I even said that.
Jordan's stupid.
I'm not trying to hear none of that. Oh,
he had crashed out, Jordan.
Predetermined. He knew what he was getting himself into. That's what I'm gonna tell y'all.
Shout out to Bro,
so,
man.
All this retirement shit right before the press.
Wrapping up though. I'm not gonna stay here to 4 hours
him up today. For a way out, just in case he doesn't do what he's supposed to do, or if I do what I did that night. So that's all I'm saying. It's just it's premeditated. I'm not trying to hear none of that excuse shit. No.
If you could run it back, would you run it back?
For sure. That's what I mean. Yes, I was unrightfully screwed out of a victory for me to be 2 division world champion.
Yeah.
That's a big difference coming into another fight. That's a big difference in money. That's a big difference in notoriety. That's a big difference in legacy. I want to be in the Hall of Fame when I retire.
Absolutely.
I want to do that. So.
And I really feel like you could have won that fight, and I think you did win that fight. To be honest with you.
That's my thing. It's unrightfully screwing me out.
See that? You got people saying they want to be in the Hall of Fame. That's not everybody's dream.
Face Pitbull, and he beat him. I think it's about a year and a half.
Close by UD, or maybe split decision. Yeah, I'm thinking UD, possible split decision too. Jordan, real talk. Just because it's Pitbull, I think he can UD him.
Kind of iffy his performance, but is there a certain fight that you can feel that you can pick, that you can take a play out of the book?
I mean, I don't necessarily just
PBC split decision.
You gotta think, a fighter's gonna come in there and do what they do that night, not whatever they can do. It's gonna be different. Even though it
just seems like they put this on pay-per-view to make money.
Make fights.
Fight that Tank ain't taking. So they like, here, fight a guy that Tank fought here. Pay-per-view guy.
To a level. Some people, just flat out perform. And I think me personally,
wonder is this their way of low-key throwing Lamont Roach a bone, putting him in there with Pitbull, a former Tank opponent, somebody that feel like a notable name, got some buzz, fight him at 140, put it on pay-per-view. Maybe this their way of throwing him a bone. Because think about it, y'all. Think about why I'm saying this. Lamont Roach's next fight was supposed to be with who? Tank, and that was going to be on what? Pay-per-view again. So now Tank fighting Jake. I think the PBC. And they hard at hearts, and I'm just talking some shit, but they probably know this guy won or made a damn good case as to why he won, or is definitely, if not nothing else, he's deserving of a rematch. And I think they way of throwing him a bone is putting him back on pay-per-view with a former Tank Davis opponent. I could be wrong as hell, and maybe it's just the way the cookie crumbled, but I don't think shit is coincidental in boxing, especially when you got 2 former opponents of said guy that was supposed to be in a rematch with one of them in a fight together and on pay-per-view. That's what they doing. They definitely throwing them a bone, putting them, because this ain't a pay-per-view worthy fight.
Coming into the fight.
And you want to know how I know, y'all? Tell me the undercard, y'all.
So That's what.
Tell me the undercard.
That's how we're gonna approach that fight.
Crazy 70. We know the price of the pay-per-view already, but we don't even know the undercard. We just know the main fight. It's crazy.
You mentioned a dog catcher special, and Pitbull Cruz would be a Mexican dish in quicksand. If you were a dish, what would your dish be called, and what would your secret ingredient be in the ring?
Oh man, that's a good one right there. Hold up, what would my dish be called?
I like Lamont, bro. I want to talk to Lamont too.
So I like chicken wings. So I'm gonna say the ghost pepper wing combo. Right?
Ghost pepper wing
combo, right? Obviously, it's gonna be
ghost pepper wing combo. I'm rocking with that.
And the sauce is gonna be the sauce is gonna be the secret weapon, and the sauce is gonna be the one that really packs the punch. And if he were to choose my dish, I think he'd have complications finishing for sure.
Lamont,
like
in previous
that,
fights and various fights of yours, you don't seem like you have that pressure. Like that pressure just doesn't get to you. Now this fight with Pitbull, I feel like that pressure that's going to start coming to you, obviously because of the Gervonta performance and everything that's going on. Do you feel like there's going to be some type of more pressure on you than on Pitbull coming December 6th?
No. Again, I'm moving up. Again, I'm fighting a champion. Again. So,
you love food.
They have everything to prove as far as, being at a certain status at their weight class that I'm moving up to. But for me, I don't really have too much pressure. And if I do have some pressure, I know how to deal with it. Like,
there was
just built like that.
There was a comment on our channel when we talked to Calvin Ford that he said, and I quote, Roach was a nobody before us. And then somebody said in the comments, well, if he was, then why are you making a big deal of not giving him that rematch immediately? So what is your response? And there was a very...
Why that was a terrible statement to make by a coach is because you basically saying y'all out here fighting nobodies. Y'all are giving nobody a shot, and then you want me to believe that y'all trying to fight everybody else. Just don't make a lot of sense. Some things
comments of the same
that's why
context.
I get that what he was trying to say overall,
that,
but Roach ain't nobody.
What is your response to that?
Can't call a world
Honestly,
champion
I didn't see
nobody.
the whole thing.
That's the only thing I didn't like that.
Clip.
But I get what point he was trying to make. Like
honestly.
nobody was checking for him like that.
First, I was a nobody. Then I was a world champ. But then you somehow in one of those one of those segments say the world seen what Roach did to him. So now they think Jake Paul can do something like. What are you getting at? Like, okay, yeah, more people might know me because I fought Tank, but more people know me because essentially what I did, not because they just say, hey, look at him.
Say it again.
Because I'm on that platform and I got this.
Because of what he did, bro. He wasn't another knockout victim.
I did it.
They like, nah, Tank did this. No, it's Lamont Roach did it. Tank gave him the opportunity, and he took the opportunity and made the most of it. And low-key, it could have been a disqualification or a dub for Lamont.
Okay, so
just
when
taking your feelings out of it.
Fought each other, before the fight was over,
I'm about to go watch this fight again, and they say he ain't do nothing for the first 6 rounds. I disagree. I gotta go watch it.
Was like, can I fight the winner? So maybe not, but I definitely said, can I fight the winner? I tweeted him and asked him, can I fight the winner? So I mean, he got shot down, but still, like, so it's like maybe not, but it definitely was projected by me.
There's 140 where you want to stay. You mentioned Sabrina Matias. Shakur Stevenson looking to move to 140 to fight T.O. I know you've talked about wanting to fight Shakur. Would that be a fight of 140? Would it go back to 135?
Honestly, I think if Shakur and T.O. fight, I don't think he's going to stay at 40. I don't think. But if he does, I'd like to fight him at 140. But I think that's a fight that happens at 135. It all depends on what is available. And
shout out to Lamont Roach, man. Look, he just won his opportunities. He felt like he got the nod against Tank when given the opportunity. He proved a hell of a lot of people wrong, myself included. I'm more of a fan of Lamont Roach now than I've ever been for all the right reasons. Just showing up and proving, and then handling this shit the right way, standing on your square, standing on business, and acknowledging the fact that this dude See, somebody just made me lose my train of thought. But like I was saying, man.
What I can't understand is how folks can't wrap their mind around people wanting to interview this man.
Right.
And if you're a fighter, it's beneficial for you to be visible. That's how these guys stay relevant.
Right. And it's like, again, is he really this star that y'all say he is if the guy can't even reap the benefits of the things that come with him fighting a guy like this? Like, which one is it, y'all? That's why I was saying, like, it was pissing me off. They was like, man, he should just shut up and be happy he got the opportunity. No, he shouldn't. What the hell y'all talking about? Like he's some poop putt. He a man too. He like, bro, I came there and I stood tall and I beat him. I beat that boy. In his mind, like, bro, I beat him. No knee or no knee, I beat him. So I don't know. I know one thing. His biggest fans that got channels, bro. I was listening just around that time just to see what was going on. They did not want to talk about that at all. They did not want to talk about the shit that happened, the controversy, the grease in the eye, the hairdresser saying she ain't used grease. I just got my hair done 2 weeks ago, and man, they was ignoring everything. Then somebody put belt the ass, and they was up there dissing the fight. I was like, bro, y'all are ridiculous. Y'all criticizing a guy more for winning the fight in impressive fashion than the guy that didn't win his last fight. Make it make sense, people. That's why I say it's not about having favorites. It's just about calling shit down the middle, man. And shit, let Court get knocked down. Look, shit, the Zepeda shot. They was like, that should have been a knockdown. So let alone him taking an actual knee. Think about what they'd be saying right now. I told you he was soft. People from Jersey, soft. They'd be going crazy. He got grease in his eye. Grease burned his eye, took a knee. I just think Tay had a mental lapse. I don't think it was the end of the world with something in his eye. Could have been, but I don't think that was like, it made him succumb to the knee. I just think he had a mental lapse of weakness. And he said he didn't know you could be disqualified. He moved like an amateur in that situation. No disrespect to him. That was like an amateur move to make that mistake. It's no justifying it. It's just calling it a spade. I see Core take a knee in the middle of the ring, and he's saying it's not from a punch and it's grease. I'm going to be looking at him crazy. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm going to be like frustrated because, bro, grease is grease. It ain't mace. You ever been maced before? Pepper spray? That shit burn. Like you might want to take a knee or something with that, but it's not. There's no grease that's out there on the market that's getting in my eye, and I'm gonna feel like, yeah, let me go ahead and take this knee. Nah, bro, shampoo burn worse than grease, and I think we all know that. You ever wash your hair and that little bit of shampoo come trickling from your eye? Yeah, that shit burn like a fuck. But I just think he had a mental lapse, and it's okay to say that. It's you just acknowledging what you're saying. You just had a little momentary lapse in judgment, like, oh shit, I didn't even know you could get disqualified for that, right? I could level with you to a degree, but it's still very amateurish move. You know what I mean? It's definitely a moment of weakness, right? A bad judgment call by you and then by the ref to start and stop, but it's not an indictment on him. He still fought them 12 rounds like a G. Just didn't get the knockout, and that's all good. It's not the end of the world. He fought his ass off. He ain't get embarrassed or none of that. I'm gonna thank God. I ain't even believe the hair grease BS. Yeah. Facts, brief. Shout out to my guy Tim Layton. Yeah, I'm just not buying it. I don't seem logical. He took big punches from guys, bro. And he ain't that. Nah, no. He tougher than that. He had a momentary lapse in judgment. I do think could have been grease in his eye, but I think in that moment he responded poorly, right? I think he could have rolled it out and got through that moment, but he didn't want to take no chances, and I understand that too. So it's just, calling what you see without trashing the man. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do that, but he definitely has some moments, and he had a situation that could have went bad. You know what I mean? And to be honest, Roach wouldn't have been given the same grace. That's what I want people to keep it real about. He takes the knee and he start counting. They continue to count. I'm willing to bet money. There's no way in hell he stops the count and be like, no. And he's the B-side guy. No way, Jose. That's why I
gotta follow the money. We saw it a couple weeks ago with Christopher Diaz and Sugar Nunez.
Mm-hmm.
Both of those guys were in the exact same situation. standing on one of them decals in the ring. You know, they get slippery at times.
Right.
Diaz hit Sugar Nunez with a punch. He's standing on the decal. The referee rules it a slip. Few rounds later, Sugar Nunez hit Diaz with a punch. Diaz, you could literally visibly see his foot slip on the decal. It gets ruled a knockdown. But you got to follow the money. Which is how it goes. Everybody don't get the same grace.
You just made me want to watch that fight, and I found it. I just, as you type it, talking to me, I typed it and found it. Sugar Nunez, because I missed it. And not gonna lie to you, I missed it. And I didn't mean to miss it because that was a fight that I was looking forward to seeing.
Christopher Diaz got busy in that fight, man. I was pleasantly surprised because I had my reservations going into that fight.
I know. That's why
based on that prior one, that joint he had with Henry LeBron. Ugh.
Right. That's why I really wanted to watch it, man. So, but yeah, man, boxing's interesting. And lastly, like I'll last couple things. I'll make this quick, y'all. I'll make this quick. There's this thought out there. I don't know if you're hearing it that, oh, you want that Tank fight, you want that rematch again, you got to be Pitbull. You know, I know guys on Twitter ain't the end all be all, but these things spread because it's a lot of people that think ignorant when it comes to shit. But let me play this little short ass clip.
All I'm gonna say is if you want that Tank opportunity, beat Pitbull. Because I don't think you're gonna beat Pitbull at 140. But if you beat Pitbull, you'll get your chance with Tank. You gotta beat Tank's opponents to get a shot with Tank Davis. So let's see what you're gonna do against Pitbull Cruz. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've seen that guy on Twitter before.
But yeah, I just keep seeing him, and something about him, he gave me troll vibes. Like he's not even serious about the shit he's saying. I don't know if he's joking or serious, but I definitely think Lamont gonna be Pitbull at 140. I don't give a damn if it was at 135. He gonna beat him. Nobody ever beat a Tank opponent, I don't think, in my opinion, and got a Tank fight. Y'all make new narratives up depending on the time of the year or the day or whatever the hell. I don't even know what scale y'all going off no more. But y'all got to stop, man. That rematch is dead, bro. I would love to be wrong, but I doubt it. It's dead. They didn't make the fight with the momentum, with the controversy. They didn't, you get what I'm saying? They didn't jump right on it right then and there. Like I said, it's people that's like, yo, if he didn't go to jail, he would have fought him. Bullshit. All him going to jail did was prolong the Jake Paul fight, and it's starting to happen in November instead of sooner. That's what I think. I don't ever think he was fighting a rematch. I think he's been telling people for a while, talking about retirement. If he's saying it to us, he's saying it to people behind the scenes. Listen to Richardson Hitchens. He said it as well. And I just don't think he would have ever been advised to take that fight again. It's risky. You fought him the first time. It didn't go the way many people thought. They thought they had a 15-1 underdog. I'm going to just call it what it is, bro. They thought that was another knockout victim. I did too. I would throw myself right in that fire, right in that group. That's what they thought. Business-wise, all right, he's going to go out here. He's going to knock this dude out. He's going to knock this dude out, and that's going to be that. You get what I'm saying? And that shit didn't happen. And then it was like, damn, but you mix that with the fact that he been talking about retirement, and then you do got a Jake Paul thing looming. He was in your locker room, threw the bait out there, got y'all discussing shit. Now you like, man, what a perfect way to go out with a lot of money. Like, simple shit. But that rematch is dead, bro. They didn't take advantage of the moment when it was at its hottest. I don't see them revisiting after the fact. All this notion that Tank gonna fight at 140, 147, that's wishful thinking, I think. I mean, the only way I could see him doing any of that if it's a Manny Pacquiao, another big-ass bat, which they said is a possibility, but it's all up to Tank. All this shit is up in the air because you truly don't know what he gonna do and how he gonna feel. But if you made 30, 40 million with Ryan, if you're going to make 40 to 100 and 150 million with Jake, come back and get punched in the face for what? For these ungrateful fans that still be calling you a prospect? So, nah, they definitely thought Lamont Roach was a knockout victim. He was. Now he won't just go away. Now he really like a roach for real. And y'all throw him a bone, put him on pay-per-view because he, low-key, he beat y'all superstar. Says this it, that's all. Say what you want. Maybe I'm wrong. Tank a dog. My opinion of him doesn't change. I think Lamont slightly could have edged the fight out. After I watched this Christopher Diaz fight and Nunez, I'm definitely gonna rewatch the fight with them two. I want to see what people seeing. I didn't see him do nothing for 6 rounds straight. That's a half a fight. Tank is the one that don't be throwing punches. So I'm like, huh? Who's not doing what? Like, I don't get it. And then I'm trying to understand how they keep saying a certain somebody is boring, but when your favorite fighter throw 6 punches in a round, you entertain? That's entertaining as hell. I think I seen a 6-round fight where he threw 30-something punches. You telling me that was a super entertaining fight? Go ahead and lie. That should be wild.
The highlights are exciting.
You get what I'm saying? There's nothing exciting about not throwing punches. It's just not. Like baiting the guy, setting the trap, luring them in. Like, we understand it's a method to the madness, and I ain't mad at it, but that shit not no super exciting fight. Who had a better fight? And then, you know what I'm saying? The last two, y'all both had y'all last fights. One guy won, one guy lost. Who had the better performance? See what I'm saying? Those are the only reason I don't have those conversations, because I don't want to make it seem like I'm mad at the dude or I don't like him. And it's not a nana and a boo-boo type of thing. Oh, well, he did this, he didn't do it. But when you start attacking those narratives and them different talking points and how they be down talking one guy, and it's like, your favorite fighter had his worst night in the office, and y'all tucked y'all tail. Y'all all collectively tucked y'all tail, him included. That's the only thing I don't like about the way he dealt with shit. No interviews, and then the build up and the lead up. He didn't allow no real boxing media to interview. He had to do Ben the Don, and like, this was wild shit. You interviewed with Little Yachty. I was like, yeah, I don't know what the hell.
I like the Lil Yachty interview though.
It's cool because it's something different, but it's like, dang, bro,
the reason why I like the Lil Yachty interview was because it was something. How can I say this? It was something that was a little bit more predicated on the person, Gervonta Davis, the person. Like Lil Yachty didn't ask him any questions about who you gonna fight next.
Yeah, I guess it
gonna
was
be Shakur and all that other stuff.
Refreshing for him to, not have to hear that same shit.
He was talking about family life, and
yeah, I get that.
Because there was some moments in that interview where it's like, if you really listen to what he was saying,
especially the point he at, to be talking about that. When you feel like, you get me? That's what I'm saying. Everything surrounding, the more you talk, the more I'm thinking everything surrounding him is a guy that's ready to take a break, if not walk away. Everything, the interviews, the build up, the energy. That's why I was playing the old clips where he was happy, dancing around, playing around. You ain't been seeing that. Last time you seen it, look, I went as recent as Frank Martin when he rolled into the ring. Looked like he was having fun. He looked like he was energetic. His color was there. Like, he didn't look drained. He volunteered a damn backflip like a little bad kid from the hood. Like, bro, he was good. And then what? It 180. So something changed. Something definitely changed. James, shout out to you, fam. Hit that like button up to the channel. I agree. Look, Broner had the gift of gab, man. Tank didn't have that. I think without Broner getting in his own way. And when I say that, he just was, he had no chill. It was no safety on his Glock, for real. You know how Tank says no safety on him. Broner had no safety on his Glock. And they wasn't concerned with any safety. They was like, man, hey, he's just a wild boy. It's AB. We just gonna let him do it. You know what I'm saying? And I think they learned. I think they learned better with Tank. And they like, you know what? We're gonna do this shit a different way. I could be wrong, but I'm tired of having the same old stupid conversation about how he's scared, how he ducking, how the PBC scared to take chances. No, I don't think none of that is the case. But I think if you're really trying to secure a future in the bag, and you're trying to make sure this guy is in the best position every single time he step in the ring, some of them fights just ain't gonna make the cut. And it's unfortunate, but that's the reality. And that's just as far as I'm willing to go with that. So, what I will say, man, what else? So that was that guy. I think that rematch is over. It was a little bit of talk about boots.
That's my celebration though. Hey.
Boots being drained, weight drained. What is freaky ass Boots? What you doing, Boots? What was that? What kind of move was that? Boots ass being freaky. So I'm pulling up these because he zoomed in on his face. He looked healthy as hell to me. I seen a little bit of the conversation starting about him being weight drained. I don't see it. I think people are, it's just something. It's a hot topic, maybe something to get people to click and pay attention to if you think he already drained at a weight class that he just got to. I don't think that's the case. Like I said, if you just look at his face, he looked perfectly fine. He looked healthy, bro. He looked like he ready to go squash some lima beans to Saturday night. That's what it looked like to me. So I think Boots is straight. That's how Boots celebrate after the fight. Yeah, I know it's freaky ass. You
gotta
seen
fight.
it, bro?
That's my celebration, though. Hey. I'm happy to keep that, honestly.
Nah, bro. I'm tagging him on Twitter. Boots, what's this though with your freaky ass, man? And they got the laughing emoji over it like he naked and she got socks on. He got something on under there, but nah, Boots, what was that? Nah, I'm just joking. Don't tell Champ because I don't want no smoke, none whatsoever. But that's funny though. What else, man? It's a clip where Ryan Garcia was talking about Mario Barrios and fighting him.
What's next for Ryan Garcia?
I have not said this publicly at all, but I'm going to say it. I want Mario Barrios. That's what
Yeah! Hey, you think that can happen?
I'm going to go for it. Shit,
yeah!
If you want to make some good money, let's go run it.
Yes! Yeah, now that is perfect because then you can get a title and then you can leverage that into.
And then I can leverage and be like, all right, Rose, if you got that, or Manny, because if Manny beats him, then obviously I got to fight him for the unify or whatever.
And whatever happened with Brian Norman
I don't even know how the bout stuff work. I don't even know how this works. But
yeah, yeah. Hey, thanks, Ryan, man. Thanks for that.
Man, shout out to Showbiz, man, doing this thing. But Ryan said something about fighting Barrios. I think he see the play. I think he see weakness in Barrios, looking like food. I ain't gonna lie. I think Ryan will beat him. I do. I ain't even gonna lie to you. With the right, again, he got to be committed the right way though, because that last performance, that shit looked terrible. But I think Ryan messed around and beat him. He already did, dude. He freaky, yeah, right? Freaky ass. That whole Dutch about to be on Just making that joke. Oh, freaky ass Boots. No, I like Boots, man. They know I like Boots. They know I rock with Boots, but his ass got freaky dancing and shit. He said, this how I'm gonna do after we celebrate something after he win. But so there's that, man. This man ain't weight drained, in my opinion. I don't see it. I think he's fine. I think he's good. I think he's ready.
And this timeline, Haynes gets slept. I mean, he got to go to sleep every night, so he might as well go to sleep that night. But it's about that time I seen him up out the game because dude a little weirdo. I don't like what he got going on. Make sure you make Bill throw him in the towel. That's the goal. I don't want a little KO. I want the boys to quit. I want to take that boy's soul.
B. Norman say he trying to take his soul out here, man. God. Trying to take that man's soul, B. Norman. Nah, I love it, man. I love the talk, man. Boots did the rock your hips. Yeah, right? Swaying like that. Boots little freaky ass, man. I'm going to have to talk to y'all. What y'all got going in Philly? Now, I'm just joking. I'm just talking shit. Just talking a little bit of But yeah, man. Ryan fight Barrios. I think it's a fight. It's a winnable fight for him. It'll be a title. It could get him back in the mix. And maybe he'll be able to make other meaningful fights. He's expressed thoughts of fighting Lamont Roach as well, Shakur Stevenson. He got a 4-fight plan. I made a video, got a copyright, I had to delete it. Maybe I'll re-upload it tonight. But he got a 4-fight plan. Rolly, Devin. No, my bad. Rolly. Man, what is it? Rolly, Devin. It's T.O. and Tank. Yeah, Rolly, Devin, T.O. and Tank. So he talking about 3 rematches in T.O. That's a tough sell for all that to come to fruition. And lastly, man, Jake Paul trolling. Y'all been seeing the AI videos. He been emasculating Tank, being disrespectful, calling them woman beaters. He been doing everything. Jake Paul been wilding, y'all. And then he just trolled some more.
I've had it with the AI stuff. It's affecting my relationships, businesses. People are hitting me up saying, yo, did you say this? What did you do this for? This was you. I can't believe you did this. It's really affecting things. And honestly, it's like people need to get a life. So it's kind of pissing me off. I'm going to be suing everybody that is continuing to spread these false narratives of me doing shit that I would literally never, ever do. So be ready for lawsuits.
This man said be ready for lawsuits while proceeding to put on multiple different kinds of women's makeup, man. This man is a complete idiot. Or makeup, period. It ain't got to be women's makeup, but I think makeup was created for women. I don't give a damn what nobody said. So, but that was that. And lastly, I'll play the clip Ant sent me. This was with Tank and Lil Yachty from the podcast when they did the show.
Boxing's obviously brought you so many blessings, but you feel that.
Let me plug my mic. Got my mic in. I forgot. My bad, y'all. My bad. It's my the microphone.
Fire and like that mindset require you to that require you to stay at the top is cause like internal struggles or like some mental conflict.
Yeah, because it's times that I be going like I be having to build myself up to be, it'd be times that I break down and I'd be like, all right, cool. Like, I got to wipe my shit out. I'd be in the back of the car type shit by myself. I mean, like, the people I'm with probably be driving and stuff like that. I also got, like, it's that split 2 minutes or a minute I'm going through. I just got to let it all out. And then I still got to make sure everybody around me good, so I ain't got to pretend like ain't nothing going on. You know?
See? I understand that. I mean, I always said that it's hard to have honest conversations with your brothers when you're in this position because they don't fully understand. Even if they they hear you and like they're with you, they'll never fully understand something that you go.
Yeah, that's real.
Through based on just they're not there. Boxing.
That's real, man. Shout out to Norman and I think Norman by late stoppage possibly. I think it's gonna get ugly with Devin. I think the game plan they throwing out there could be the bait and switch, but I don't know. They did it before. I don't know why you would put out a fake game plan. I mean, you're gonna have to fight the man at the end of the day. That shit's just gonna get crazy. It's gonna be a tough fight for him. But again, man, hit that like button if you didn't, man. I appreciate everybody. Another dope build with my brother Aaron McQueen. We just gonna keep grinding, man. Y'all know how we do. Keep building, keep supporting, keep hitting the like button, man. Share the lives, turn the notifications on, all that good stuff. And we just gonna keep running it up, y'all.
Keep fighting that good fight, people.
You know it.
There's one thing real quick, though, Just. A dude talking about crying in the back of the car and having to wipe his face so nobody sees him crying. When I heard that, that was before the Roach fight. I was like, it's time for him to just get the hell up out of there. Because clearly, it ain't right for him, like on a human level. I don't know what the hell is going on behind the scenes.
Right.
If he's just burnt out, but you talking about I gotta wipe my face and pretend like everything is fine. Just walk away, bro. Just walk away.
Reef. Me too. Yeah.
Just walk away.
And with a lot of money, that'd be the smart way. So I ain't tripping. Shout out to Tank. Shout out to boxing. Let's keep building this sport up and giving everybody just due. Much love to everybody that continues to support the grind and pull up. I appreciate all y'all. And we're going to be back tomorrow, Friday, to close the week out strong, man. So with that, enjoy the rest of this Thursday. And I'll see all y'all at 4 p.m. Don't meet me there. Beat me there. And make sure y'all notifications on. We
representing Brick City, Shakur.
Finding those levels too. Look at that 4-punch combination.
It's a masterclass right now from Shakur Stevenson. That's what you're seeing. A masterclass. And Shakur meeting them with straight left hand.
Oh, and there's a knockdown scored with the left hand.
Right now, we're gonna give him his just due. Shout out to my brother Just Due.